on Sirius 83 XM 226 and Internet 802. Texans on Sirius 82 XM 225 and Internet 812. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 88. Spanish feed on Sirius 109, XM 228 and Internet 832. 8:15 p.m., San Francisco 49ers take on the Green Bay Packers. 49ers on Sirius 81 XM 227 and Internet 827. Packers on Sirius 82 XM 225 and Internet 811. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 88. Spanish feed on Sirius 109 XM 228 and Internet 832.
MLB Network Radio is your home for 24/7 baseball talk, featuring on-site coverage of every major event from spring training through the World Series and expert analysis from former general managers and players. Sirius XM, Channel 89.
For Sirius XM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton. He's known as one of the greatest quarterbacks to play in the NFL, and he played for the Colts and the Broncos. Peyton Manning played in the league for 18 seasons. Between those two teams, the first 14 with Indianapolis winning a Super Bowl and 4 MVPs. On March 18, 2016, the number 18 was retired by the Colts and will never be worn again by any Colts player. He set many franchise records with Indy, including most passing attempts in a season, most touchdown passes for a rookie, and many, many others. After being with the Colts for 14 seasons, he went to free agency and then signed with Denver for the final 4 seasons of his career. He would go on to win another MVP in 2012, would advance to the Super Bowl that season, but fall short of his second title. Then he would get one more chance in 2016, in which he would win his second Super Bowl title. In his last season in the NFL, what a way to go out. Manning would end his career with a total of 2 Super Bowls and 5 MVPs, and he's pretty good in commercials as well. He went through many coaches and made each one better and made all his teammates better as well, not just the ones he played with, but the ones he played against on the field on any given Sunday. He will go down as one of the best to play the game, and he will definitely go down as one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. For Sirius XM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton.
On the court and off, your home for the NBA is Sirius XM. Follow all the drama as your favorite team vies for it all. Sirius XM NBA Radio. Sirius XM 86.
To win a massive 100-inch Hisense TV. Employee pricing is on now. In-store only at Visions Electronics.
On an MSC cruise, beauty is everywhere. It's in the thrill of a water slide, top-notch entertainment, and in quieter propellers. It's in the sunset and that toast on your very first night on board. Discover the beauty of Ocean Key, MSC's private island marine reserve, and more destinations with up to 40% off cruises, plus drinks, Wi-Fi, and more included. MSC Cruises, for a greater beauty. To book, visit msccruises.ca or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590. The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. We continue on the pregame show, but it's pretty much going in the books right now as we're getting set for tip-off. We're going to get the starting 5 from the Knicks and Raptors in just a couple of moments. But Jonesy, certainly an important game for the Raptors. As I mentioned earlier in the pregame show, they hit the road for this one game before coming back home to host the Memphis Grizzlies on Monday. So after having a whole ton of games on the road late December and through the first couple of weeks of January, the Raptors trying to, get things back on track with a ton of home games coming up. But the key is, of course, you got to take care of business on the home floor and steal a few on the road. Raptors entering action tonight, 10 games below 500, still looking for that elusive 3, dare I even say 4 or 5 game winning streak. At some point, you're going to have to go on a bit of a run, or you really have buried yourself too deep if that hasn't happened already.
Yeah, Eric, it's interesting. The Raptors currently sit 3 games behind where they were last year after 42 games. Remember, last year that was a 500 team that finished in the 9 spot. So, if there's a run coming, you got to start cranking it up. And it's just so tough. We've talked about this. And I kind of admire the job Coach Darko's doing, considering he doesn't have anybody that started with him of importance in training camp except for Scotty Barnes. You look down, it's like Barnes, Schroeder, Thad Young, Gary Trent, like 3-4 guys, and it's a whole new team.
Yeah.
And he's doing it on the fly. There's no training camp. There's no time to practice. It is really, really difficult. And Toronto's kind of cobbling it together. And I find it coincidental that the thing that everybody worried about is not the thing that is making it difficult for them. People worried about their offense. The last little while, they've been scoring, the last 8 games are 2-6. They've been scoring 119 points a game on 51% shooting. And they're 2-6.
Yeah.
And it's the defense, the stuff that we, especially early in the season, that was really good, that has failed them, and they're trying to figure that out. So you just hope if you're a Raptor fan that Coach Darko can get some defense out of these guys. They've really dipped defensively since OG has left them. That's well chronicled. But in this offensive league, you need just enough defense that your scoring can win you games.
And the crazy thing, though, too, I guess, Jonesy, when you look at, let's just look at these two teams tonight specifically. The numbers in a lot of the key categories aren't that far off.
No.
Between the Knicks and the Raptors, yet there's a major difference, obviously, when we talk about the win column and the record overall. The Knicks at 25-17, 8 games above 500, and the Raptors at 16-26. The one thing I keep focusing on, though, is, and there is a little bit of a separation going on now. Just a couple of games ago, we were saying the Raptors were only a game out. Well, now it is 2.5 out in terms of trying to at least jump into that 10th seed. But if you can just get that streak at some point, how much of a difference is that going to make? Because they're there, but unfortunately they're there, and they've buried themselves a little bit too deep already, and it's going to make it that much more difficult to climb out of. And that's the challenge, I suppose, for Darko, for the coaching staff in general, to keep these guys focused and motivated, because you still have half a season to go, right?
Yeah.
Like,
you're one game into the second half. You got it. Yeah.
It's improbable, but it's not impossible. But so how do you keep guys locked in?
Well, I think you have to appeal to their competitive spirit and their professionalism as NBA guys and representing themselves and their team. And, well, if it's the Raptors, the country in that roundabout way. So, look, it just takes a spark. And we've seen them threaten Toronto, win a couple games, but it's a matter of finding some consistency. And I go back to what I said at the start, Eric. It's kind of tough right now when you're cobbling it together without a lot of practice.
Toronto Raptors basketball presented by Tangerine Bank, official bank of the Toronto Raptors. We're getting set to start things off with the starting lineups in just a couple of moments, and it gives us a chance to talk a little bit more about this one as we await tip-off between Toronto and New York. I can tell you as well, but this isn't the official out-of-town scoreboard because we've got to focus more so on the other NBA games in the association, but there's about 1:20 left between Baltimore and Houston in the NFL playoffs, the first of 4 in this second round, the divisional playoff round, and Baltimore is up by 24 with a minute to go, so they are about to knock off the Texans. That means the number 1 seed in the AFC, Baltimore, will indeed be playing host to either Kansas City or Buffalo next week. Bills and Chiefs kick off at 6:30 tomorrow night in Orchard Park.
There's no flukes in the NFL, right? Like, it just seems like once you get down to the wild card and you got the best 6 or 7 teams, like, you're getting somebody good that's going to win this thing.
Lamar Jackson having a fabulous day for the Baltimore Ravens, but again, we'll focus our attention now on the NBA and on the Raptors and Knicks specifically, as Toronto is being introduced right now in New York, and a pretty solid ovation for R.J. Barrett, for Emmanuel Quickley as well, and the MSG crowd appreciating their former Knicks. But those guys are the enemy now. They're the opposition, and certainly New York has absolutely loved the production that they've gotten from OG Anunoby since making that trade. As Jonesy was just talking a couple of moments ago, he's made a huge difference to their defense, to their balance on the offensive end as well. His plus-minus is off the charts for those that like to follow that stat. He's been a godsend for the New York Knicks, and I'm sure the Knicks are hoping for more of that tonight And OG was all business, Jonesy, when asked about it from the New York writers earlier today in preparation of this game. He said, yeah, it's going to be weird. It's going to be weird facing my former teammates. It's going to be weird seeing, my former coaching staff. But at the end of the day, I'm a Knick now, and that's the way it is. And, no further proof of that than look what happened with Pascal Siakam the last couple of days. Yeah. He wrote the essay for, uninterrupted. It was the Players Tribune. And then put out the special video as well. We're going to play the audio of that little piece that he did on his own social media handles and whatnot. We're going to air that for you on our halftime show, and the love that he has for Toronto and everything else. And, hey, at the end of the day, that's all a moot point now. It's an afterthought. He was in a Indiana Pacers uniform last night, and they lost to the Portland Trailblazers.
It was interesting to see him when he landed in Indy, and he posted that little video that said, Pacer Nation, I'm here. Let's get it. And it was. If you're a Raptor fan, you're saying, "Wow!" But as you said, that's the business side of things, and that's the way it goes. And you're loyal to the uniform you're in, and they're the ones cutting your check.
The Knicks are being introduced right now in New York. You can hear it going on in the background as the starting five and the pomp and circumstance with the big video on the scoreboard at MSG. It doesn't get any better, I think, than a Saturday night
in New York.
New York at the Mecca. Basketball night in New York, basketball night in Canada, as we're proud to have you right here on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and on the Sportsnet app, streaming at sportsnet.ca as well. The Raptors Radio Network tuned in here on a Saturday night, a frigid night in TO and certainly in New York, across a lot of the Northeast, but we're ready to go with the Knicks and Raptors. Again, Toronto will come home after this ball game and get set for Memphis on Monday, as the Raptors have had a busy week this week with 4 games in 6 nights and then only 2 games in 7 nights next week, and maybe that'll be a good thing for them to have a couple of days of practice. Plus, as we talked about earlier in the pregame show, we're still eyeing the trade deadline coming up on February 8th, so even the dudes that are in uniform tonight might not be here in a couple of weeks, because Masai Ujiri has made it clear that he doesn't think he's done, let alone we all don't think the Raptors are done.
Well, and Eric, we've talked about it. You win. People want stuff that's in your organization. You make trades. People leave as free agents. And you shake it up. Try to get back to the top. And that's exactly what Masai Ujiri is doing. Everybody needs patience now. Once he's done all these moves, it's up to them to be patient with the coaches, the fan base to be patient with the coaching staff, and the new players, allowing them time to settle into Toronto, integrate into the system, and try to move forward from there.
Starting lineups brought to you by Bet Rivers. Take a chance quickly. Barrett, Barnes, Porter, and Trent Jr. for the Raptors. And for the Knicks, Brunson, DiVincenzo, Anunoby, Randall, and Hartenstein for the Knicks. Raptors take to the floor in their white uniform, trimmed with the red lettering and that big red chevron across their chest and across the shorts as well. The Knicks in one of their alternates. It's the traditional blue Knicks uniform trimmed with the orange and black, but they've got that kind of double font New York across their chest and the very faint pinstripes as well. Again, Raptors and Knicks on a Saturday night at the Mecca in New York. OG Anunoby drawing the assignment on R.J. Barrett as the ball is up, and it's won. The tip is by the Knicks as Brunson will start with the ball in the backcourt, brings it across center for New York. Gives it to DiVincenzo, hounded already by Quickly, lost the ball, gets it back quickly in front of him. Shot clock already down to 12 as Randall has it over to Hartenstein on the far side. Brunson dribbling toward the baseline, floats it up on a lefty release. It's good, and New York strikes first 2-zip. Quickly back across center for the Raptors. Over on the wing far side to Trent, handoff to Barrett, turns the corner into the lane, over the shoulder pass out to Scotty on the wing, 3-ball up, left it short, tracked down by Barrett, out to Quickly, 3-ball straight away, bucket, and the Raptors lead 3-2.
Oh, Emmanuel Quickly's loving that one. If you're the Raptors, pursuing the ball on the offensive glass, really leading to a good opportunity, a wide open shot from Quickly.
Anunoby, far sideline in front of the Raptor bench, goes back on the wing far side to Brunson. Brunson trying to get free from Barrett, dribbles into the paint, kicks back out to Randall on the wing near side, triple up and in for Julius Randle. Right back at you with that 3 ball as New York jumps back on top by 2. It's 5-3, minute 10 into the ball game. Barnes hands off to Quickly above the arc on the near side to Barrett. Nice bounce pass to a cutting Porter, and he was met by Anunoby at the 10, who contested the shot, and Jonte Porter comes up empty. Back the other way, triple up, no good for New York. Rebounded by Quickly. That one from Randall, no good. Trent now, 3 ball far side, no good for the Raptors, and the rebound bounces around into the hands of Brunson. Anunoby now near side, going at Barrett, who stood and took it right in the chest, and that's going to be a charge on OG Anunoby.
Well, for all the great stuff OG gives you, that's probably the part of his game that is in need of the most improvement. The decision-making on the break there, and RJ knew it was coming and stood right in there and took the charge.
Cross center, far side Quickly. Gives it up to Barrett. Barrett holding the ball for a moment and out to Porter. Porter back over to Quickly on the sideline. Bounce pass to Barrett, driving and dunking, and that's got to feel good. And he barks out, staring down the Knick bench as he ties the game 5-5.
Great job by RJ. Look, he has done a terrific job playing downhill since he's come to Toronto. He's got a different role. He can be more creative with the ball in his hands, and he's doing a great job.
Averaging over 20 points and nearly 7 rebounds as a Raptor. I believe the assist totals are up over 3, almost 3.5 per game as well, which would be, and again, it's a small sample size right now, a career high for him in terms of the assist totals. 5-5, 2:04 to go, or excuse me, 2:04 gone by in the opening quarter. Brunson has it out on the wing far side, now inside the arc at the far elbow, still on the bounce. Up fake on Barrett, passes out to Randall, cross court, now driving on the near side. Met by a double team, floats it up and over both Barnes and Porter. Knicks leading 7-5. Barnes in the near corner to Trent Jr. Gary's got it right now. Throws it over the shoulder to Porter. Back out far side to Barnes. Extra pass. Good look to Quickly. No good. Too strong back rim. Randall with the rebound. Julius Randall brings it up over to Brunson. Brunson met by Barnes. Elevates for the triple. Over Scotty it goes. 10-5. Scotty got caught on that one.
Well, tough shot. I mean, Brunson used the great jab series on the footwork to help keep himself shot ready.
Quickly's in the far corner in front of the New York bench. Now brings it toward the wing, cuts into the paint, feels the contact, floats it up. Bucket is good, and he skips into the corner with a big smile and mugs for the crowd courtside in New York. Shares a little smile with some fans there, and he's going to go to the free throw line for the and one.
Great strength as Hartenstein reaches in and Quickly did a nice job turning the corner. I know everybody looks for him to be a three-point shooter, but he got a little gap. DiVincenzo just got banged a little bit on the rolling screen from Barnes.
Quickly drops down the free throw, so he makes good on the three-point play. Raptors cut the New York lead to 2. It's 10-8. Brunson straight away on a switch now picked up by Barnes. Barrett on Randall trying to hold his ground. Randall muscles his way into the lane, kicks it out to Brunson. Up top, DiVincenzo. Great job by Scotty to get out on the perimeter, got a piece. The Raptors tap it ahead to Barnes as they get the turnover. Barnes to Trent. One hand flush on the dunk. It's good. And the Raptors turn defense into offense and tie the game. 10-10. 8:30 to go. Opening quarter. Randall out on the far side. Above the arc, met by Porter. Porter now backs up a bit as Randall thinks about it. Trying to give it up now. On a bounce pass picked off by the Raptors. That was a sloppy turnover there by Julius Randall. Into the paint. Barrett takes the bump, hands it off to a cutting Porter who's fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
Great job by Barrett not to force it, and a real heady play by Porter to not give up on the drive.
So Jonte Porter's going to the free throw line. And he promptly knocks down the first one. Raptors now jump on top by 1. It's 11-10. 8:13 to go in the opening quarter. Porter with that lefty release, dips and fires and makes good on the second free throw. Raptors lead by 2. Brunson hands off to DiVincenzo, elevates for the triple from the far sideline, no good. Raptors with the rebound. All 4 bodies around the rim were all in Raptor jerseys. Barrett's got it inside the arc far side, trying to go at DiVincenzo. Turns, fires, little push shot on the lefty release, no good from 10 feet. Raptors scramble back on D. Here comes DiVincenzo. Turns around, fires to Anunoby, puts it on the floor, and a bump from Trent. It'll be on the floor, sideline out of bounds for New York.
Interesting that the Raptors have kind of got DiVincenzo a little bit under control. Remember how he hurt them in the game in Toronto? Just knocking down. It seemed like knocking down every shot.
Brunson. He's got it on the wing far side. Picked up by Barrett. Goes over to Randall. Far side as well inside the arc. Barnes in front of Randall. Gives him a couple of jabs. Puts it on the floor. Gets into the paint. Fires out. Wide open look. DiVincenzo 3-ball is good. And the Knicks go on top by 1.
Well, that one was like shooting a practice shot.
Barrett Euro stepping on the other side just made DiVincenzo look like a pylon and lays it up and in.
Yeah, RJ, again, there he is getting downhill, getting to the basket.
Brunson comes around the screen, steps into a triple on the near side. Another one is good, and the Knicks are off early in terms of their three-point shooting. Knicks on top now by 2. Quickly, cross court, right to left, over to Trent, open look, right back at you with the 3-ball.
Both teams knocking down threes, both teams getting really, really good looks.
17-16 as we approach the midway point of quarter number 1. Raptors on top by 1. Brunson on the logo at center. Barrett's in front of him. Step back, 3-ball. Brunson, no good. Rebound, Scotty Barnes. Barnes will bring it up quickly ahead to Barrett. Throws it up off glass and in, plus the foul. And Barrett's going to get a chance for a 3-point play.
Great hit ahead by Scotty. And R.J. Barrett just seems to be thriving in his new role in Toronto. Like I said, not standing in the corner and waiting for either Brunson or Randall to give him the ball so he can do something. He's an integral part of the offense right now.
I believe the foul is going on Hartenstein. With 6:34 to go in the opening quarter. A free throw to come for R.J. Barrett when we continue on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Let's get jerseys. Let's get jerseys.
Right now, become a Tangerine client with a savings account and you could get a free Raptors jersey.
We want jerseys.
Finally, a savings account worth cheering for.
Jerseys. Jerseys!
Find out how to score a jersey at tangerine.ca/Raptors. Tangerine, that's forward banking. Available to new clients who open and fund an eligible account while supplies last. Conditions apply.
Wowzers back at Food Basics. Get 220 to 235 gram Lay's or a 6-pack of 710 milliliter Pepsi, any 2 for $6. Only until January 24th. Food Basics, always more for less.
Calling all fight fans. Come on down to the Amsterdam Brewhouse to catch UFC 297 this Saturday. Enjoy Toronto's waterfront while catching all the action. No cover charge. Book online today by visiting amsterdambeer.com. We look forward to seeing you for some damn good times.
Winter has a habit of sneaking up on us. The slow shift to cold, the frost creeping closer, the chill that comes out of nowhere. Keep cool in the cold this winter in a Lexus. With gripping all-wheel drive and an intuitive safety system, you'll take on the winter roads with confidence.
Stay warm while keeping cool this winter with heated and ventilated seats standard in every Lexus RX. For details, visit your local Lexus dealer or lexusontario.ca.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 6:34 to go, opening quarter. Raptors leading 19-16. Both teams scorching offensively right now. The Knicks sitting at 60%. The Raptors a hair over 58%. But they've been doing a solid job of getting to the free throw line. And they'll have another one coming right now. Jones, a perfect 3 of 3, looking to make it go 4 of 4. In a moment, R.J. Barrett will have one. And during this last time out, Barrett and Quickly honored with the little tribute video on the big screen at MSG in New York.
Well, the number that I'll be watching, Eric, closely tonight is 3-point makes for Toronto. I mean, the last 4 games, they've been up and down. They shoot 50%, then have that night where they make 12. They shoot 12.5%. They're like 4 of 29 or whatever against Miami. And then the game after that, they come back shooting 53%. And then on Thursday night, they're 26%. And when they fail to make 10 threes, they're 3 and 13. So if you're Toronto, it's about making some threes and getting some defense.
Barrett at the stripe knocks down the free throw. RJ with 7 points in the opening quarter. A third of the Raptors' points as Toronto leads 20-16. It's their largest lead of the game. New York did have a brief 5-point lead earlier on. Toronto in the midst of a 15-6 run. Precious Achiuwa, the former Raptor, into the ballgame. He's got the ball right now. Nice pass in the lane to Brunson. Brunson in the paint now brings it back out as he's trying to work against Scotty Barnes. Gives up to Randall at the free throw line. Randall lost the handle. Nice help from Gary Trent to get a hand in there. Here comes Barnes driving and stepping around DiVincenzo with long strides to dunk it down and put the Raptors up 6.
Julius Randle, a guy that doesn't always like to give it up. He turned his back, and they knew he was looking to dribble it. Great attack from Gary Trent Jr. Great double.
Brunson went cross court to Randall, who had vacated the spot, and instead he pretty much passed it to Darko Rajakovic. Turnover Knicks. It'll be their fourth already in only 6 minutes, and the Raptors will have a chance to put a couple more on the board, leading 22-16 as we now hit the midway point of quarter number 1. Just going past it now as Quickly hands it off to Schroeder, who's into the ballgame. Back to Quickly, into the paint. Going at OG, kicks it back on the perimeter to Porter, to Barnes, far side. Scotty with a little head fake on Randall. Straight up top now to Quickly. Quickly guarded by Anunoby. Double team comes. Quickly fires a pass down low, too high for Porter, but it goes off the glass to Porter, to Trent, who lays it in. Little gift for the Raptors, and they take advantage.
I know they're going to look at that to see whether it hit the rim or not, but there should have been a reset because that pass hit the rim after the deflection.
And the Raptors just got another turnover. Porter got into a pass lane, deflected it, picked up by Trent. Raptors fire ahead to Scotty Barnes under the 10, and he lays it in. He had his back to the baseline, flicked it up with that long wingspan, and took the foul from DiVincenzo and got the little English roll on the New York rims. It's an and one for Scotty Barnes.
Well, Jonte Porter started all of that with the deflection. He was recovering off a screen and roll, had his hands up, got a piece of it. Once a ball is deflected off its path, it's a 50-50 ball, and the Raptors came away with it.
Raptors have yet to turn the ball over. The Knicks with 5 turnovers, and Toronto has scored on every one of them. They've now got 11 points off the 5 New York turnovers, and they've opened up an 11-point lead. 27-16. We've still got 5 minutes to go here. The Raptors shooting 67%. Brunson drives and gets it to go on the near side, kisses it off glass, and cuts the Raptor lead to 9. Wide open triple. Gary Trent, far sideline, and he left it short as it grazed the side of the rim.
Well, that's a good look for him, and if you're the Raptors, you'll settle for that every time.
And now away from the ball, Trent picks up a foul. Got a little too handsy on OG Anunoby down low, and I think they're going to make a change here, as that's going to be foul number 2 on Gary Trent. Trent with 7 points in this opening quarter. Quickly already with 6 points and 4 assists. The Raptors with 8 assists on 10 field goals, but Bruce Brown is going to check in right now for Gary Trent Jr.
How about his game Thursday night? Huh? He just
a little bit of everything.
Can we find a way to keep this guy or get a clone just like him? He's epitomized. It's not how big you are, it's how big you play.
Achiuwa drove to the 10, was looking for a big-time dunk, and he was snuffed out on a block by Porter. Randall now has it. Ball poked away by Brown, and they're going to say a reach. Not sure about that one.
I'm not sure either. You can read Bruce Brown's lips saying to Dedrick Taylor, Dedrick, what do you mean? I thought he got a lot of the orange.
Jonesy, my take on Bruce Brown, and I could be dead wrong with this, I think you love him as a player, and you'd love to keep him as a player, and I think he would be great for this current team, let alone even next year. But the mathematics of, do you want to pick up a $22, $23 million option for next year, and is that too much for a guy that's likely a second-unit guy? Which then makes me think, does he get traded before February 8th? Because otherwise, if you're not going to pick up the option, then could he just walk?
Well, the other part of it, he could, Eric. I mean, we've seen that before, but the other part of it too is you pick up that option and you trade him in the offseason.
Yep.
For cost certainty.
Raptors force another turnover on a sloppy pass by New York as Hart gave it up. Quickly he's got it now, goes cross court left to right over to Brown, and as we're giving him the love, he took his eyes off the ball and he turns it over. It's the first miscue for the Raptors. 6-1 the turnovers right now, New York to Toronto. 4:05 to go opening quarter. Raptors leading 27-18. Randall's got it straight away, now puts it on the floor, driving on Barnes, gets into the lane, cut off by Thad Young, lobs a pass underneath to Achua. He butterfingered it out of bounds, and it's a 7th turnover for New York, and we're heading back the other way.
I don't think Precious was expecting that. Randall in the lane.
Because he doesn't pass.
Even with the double team, turned, went airborne, and probably one of the few things you expect is Randall to pass when airborne.
Quickly in the paint, draws in 2 defenders, turns around, kicks out to Young, to Barnes, who missed a wide-open 3-ball. Scotty 0 for 3 from distance to start this game, does have 5 points. Raptors still on top by 9. Randall in the lane. Barnes cuts him off. He passes out to Brunson. 3-ball is good. And Brunson's got 13 in the opening frame. And New York on a bit of a mini run here as the Raptors had opened up an 11-point lead. It's a 5-0 New York run. And more importantly, the Raptors have been held off the scoreboard for about 2 minutes now as their lead has been cut to 6.
Every one of Scotty's 3 balls has been short. Every one has been front rim. Right on line, but front rim. Maybe hold that follow through a little more legs, but certainly don't turn down the good looks.
27-21. Raptors still on top by 6 with 3:34 to go in the opening frame. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Unhibernate, a verb. To laugh in the face of snow because you drive a Subaru. As in, when I unhibernate, I have the roads all to myself because my Subaru has symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and others don't. Or, the award-winning safety in my Subaru means I can unhibernate all winter while my neighbors stare longingly from their bedroom windows. Or my favorite usage, I am going to unhibernate this winter by visiting my local Subaru dealer today. Welcome to Uncommon Winter Confidence.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
I just helped Tom with a business loan. He needed to soup up his mechanic shop. Not to brag, but I once modified a car to match my ultra speed. It went so fast, it broke the speed of sound. Approved! At least no one was inside. I hope no one was inside. I guess I'll just stick to approving business loans.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved.
Just for license 12616.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. First quarter action brought to you by Bet Rivers. Take a chance. 3:34 to go in the frame. Raptors leading 27-21 as we look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Earlier today, Milwaukee beats Detroit 141-135. How about that? Another game. 276 points combined. San Antonio on top by 4 against Washington right now as that approaches half. Philadelphia leading Charlotte 46-40 and just underway. About 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Cleveland leading Atlanta 22-12. Later on tonight, Memphis at Chicago, Utah at Houston, and the final game of the evening, Oklahoma City in Minnesota to face the Timberwolves. Raptors and Knicks in New York. Toronto with a 6-point lead. It was an 11-point lead just moments ago.
Not a bad quarter so far. I mean, for a team that's playing such good defense right now in the Knicks, the Raptors are getting what they want from a scoring standpoint.
And out of the timeout, the Raptors get back on the board. Their drought was not a lengthy one, but a couple of minutes without any points, as Schroeder just got a 10-footer to go to push Toronto's lead to 8. 29-21, 3:10 to play in the opening frame. Achua has it right now. Over to Hart. Hart on the wing near side, trying to go at Brown. Puts it on the floor, gets toward the paint, flashing through the paint, elevated for the jumper. Far side, missed it on an 11-footer. Then back the other way come the Raptors, driving in and snuffed out from behind. Dennis Schroeder, he was blocked from behind by Hart, and then it looked like Schroeder might have hit his head on the padded basket stanchion. He's still not back in the play. Raptors give up an open 3, but it was no good, and then tapped back in by Precious Achiuwa. I still haven't seen Schroeder come back into the play. Now he's finally back up and in there. McBride missed that 3, but Achiuwa with a nice tip in to push Toronto's lead back down to 6. Thad Young over to Bruce Brown, driving into the paint, took the bump, no call.
Wow.
And as he fights for the rebound, it's controlled by Randall.
If he embellishes and kind of goes off balance. Does the Austin Reeves there. He's getting the call.
Hart in the corner, the near corner for New York. Now turns into the paint, goes at the tin, cut off by Barrett, turns, fires off glass. Got it to go. Pretty strong take there and a nice move from Hart.
Yeah, nice move. Jason Hart getting into the paint. And we talk about the Raptors shooting 55%. The Knicks are shooting 55.6.
Raptors lead has been cut to 4. It was as high as 11. Thad Young over on the far side. Dennis Schroeder turns into the paint toward the far elbow, and he left it off the front of the rim, no good. Here come the Knicks. They could cut it to 2, maybe 1. McBride's got it right now. Hands off to Randall, above the arc, near side. Thad Young fights through the screen, took a knee to the thigh, but he's still going to continue on. Double team, Randall fires a pass like a rifle underneath to Achua, and Precious couldn't squeeze, and New York just turned it over again. Their 9th of this first quarter. Emmanuel quickly down the floor, bumped again, but somehow kissed it off glass and got it to go. Quickly having a solid start to this ball game with 8 points in the opening frame. 31-25, just over a minute to go. Randall hands it off. Knicks working around. Hart now has it from McBride, wide open in the corner, and Josh Hart gets the triple to go.
That's too easy a shot. Great ball movement by the Knicks, great spacing. Hart getting a terrific look.
31-28, Raptors still on top, but it's been cut to 3. Quickly, out on the far sideline to Barrett on the wing. Triple, too strong, back rim. Rebound goes to New York. Grimes has it. Over to Randall. Knicks will have to give it up before the end of the quarter as Randall now hands off. No, he doesn't. To Hart, keeps it himself. Takes the 3 ball over Thad. Rips it down, and New York has come back from down 11 to tie the game at 31. Quickly, far side. Hands it off. Thad Young in the paint. Running floater, no good. Follows his miss. Tip up, no good. Knicks have it, and they've got time. They're going to hold for the last shot now. New York doing a solid job to close this quarter as they look down and out, down 11, and they have certainly punched back in a big-time way. New York on a 15-4 run, looking for more right now to close out the frame. Randall kicks it out. Buzzer beater up, no good for McBride. So Toronto dodges that bullet, but unfortunately coughs up an 11-point lead as we head to the second quarter, tied at 31.
Good job of doubling Randall and rotating with multiple effort on that last shot by McBride to end the quarter and forcing him to miss. Again, the offense is pretty good. You got 31 points after a quarter. Problem is you're giving up 57% on the other end.
And the Raptors have dipped down to 48% as they were hovering close to 60 for a good chunk of that quarter as well. Toronto's offense kind of went AWOL over the last 4 or 5 minutes of that quarter. Tied at 31, though. Second quarter action comes next on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, the Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
And a truck or two men, and a truck or two men, and a truck or two men, and a truck. Think 2 men and a truck, 2 men and a truck.ca. So when you gotta move, all moving day. Think 2 men and a truck, 2 men and a truck.ca. Cause all of us movers are not the same. So that's our company name, 2 men and a truck.ca. We're lots of men with lots of trucks. So give us a call today.
Sports played on a field or ice or courts.
Bet Rivers is the place.
Over, under, money line. Same game parlays, it's all fine.
You'll put a smile on your face.
Bet on the sports you love with Bet Rivers Sportsbook.
Take a chance.
Must be 19 plus. Available in Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you have questions or concerns about your gambling or someone close to you, please contact Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge.
Calling all fight fans. Come on down to the Amsterdam Brewhouse to catch UFC 297 this Saturday. Enjoy Toronto's waterfront while catching all the action. No cover charge. Book online today by visiting amsterdambeer.com. We look forward to seeing you for some damn good times.
The McDonald's breakfast burrito. It's your McDonald's breakfast wrapped in a cozy tortilla blanket. To be wrapped in a cozy tortilla blanket. At participating restaurants in Canada until 11 a.m.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590. The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, getting set to start quarter number 2. Raptors and Knicks tied at 31. The Raptors had opened up Jonesy an 11-point lead at 27-16. That was at the 5:09 mark. So the Raptors scoring only 4 points in the final 5 minutes and 9 seconds.
It happens, and with the absence of defense, we always talk about how your offense has to keep you in games, but if you're the Raptors, you've got to find enough defense to be able to hold those leads.
Brown to Schroeder, over to Barrett on the near side. Nifty dribble behind the back, went right at OG, got into the lane, floated up, no good. Back rim popped out. Knicks with the rebound. Here comes Anunoby. Across center, OG's got it. Met by Porter. Over to Hart, far side, driving now along the baseline. It's Grimes back out on the perimeter to Hart. Down to Achua on the block, left side, lays it up and in. Porter was there for the Raptors, but Precious with a strong take, used his body well, and New York has come back to take the lead now by 2. The run continues for New York. McBride just got a foul, sticking a hand in a cookie jar on R.J. Barrett, but Jonesy going back to that 27-16 lead that the Raptors had. It's now a 17-4 run for New York.
Again, I go back to my statement just moments ago. Your defense has to keep you in, or has to help stem the tide. Your offense is the stuff that's going to get it done for you in this day and age in the NBA. Raptors need to shore up the D.
Barrett in the paint, went right into the chest of Achua. Unfortunately missed the shot from right under the tin, but took the foul, and RJ is going to go back to the free throw line for attempts 2 and 3 in this ball game. New York has yet to attempt a free throw. The Raptors as a team, a perfect 5 of 5, and maybe this is a way to get the offense going again. High percentage shot, go at the tin, and at least get to the line. RJ back in his former home at MSG, averaged 18 points, 5 rebounds as a New York Knick, and misses the first free throw and hears it from the New York crowd. The actor, Ben Stiller, sitting courtside in New York, one of RJ's biggest fans, was very active and vocal on social media about wishing RJ all the best in going to Toronto. But he's been as vocal about how excited he is to have OG Anunoby in a Knick uniform as well. We see courtside Tracy Morgan and, of course, Spike Lee as well.
It's New York. Come on, man.
On a Saturday night. OG lost the handle, but they're going to say a little too handsy. RJ Barrett give him a foul on a reach, so it'll be sideline out of bounds for the New York Knicks with still 10:05. Check that, 10:50. I'm reversing my numbers here. 10:50, 10:50 to go in quarter number 2. Raptors trailing New York by 1, 33-32. Achua to OG. OG into the paint. Went at Porter. That looked like a walk to me. He leaned in on Porter, then dragged the pivot foot and allegedly Euro-stepped for the lay-in. 35-32. Triple no good for the Raptors. Porter missed that one. Pretty quick trigger.
Well, but a decent shot, though, still, Eric. And it goes back to reinforce what I was saying. Your offense has to keep you in games. The Raptors have dipped. They were up around
close to 60.
57%.
Yeah.
Now they're down at 44, and New York is up to 60%, 61%. So if you're the Raptors, I know you're not scoring, but you got to find enough defense till your offense comes back, and they're not doing that right now.
Josh Hart going to the free throw line. First free throws of the evening for the Knicks as New York leads 35-32. Quite the swing here for New York after going down 11 and punching back in a big-time way. They now lead by 4. They're going to look to make it 5 in a moment with another Hart free throws. The first one went down. He's off the bench with 6 points. The veteran Josh Hart. A couple of rebounds, an assist, and a block as well. Second free throw clean, so New York now leading by 5. It's a 16-point swing in about 6.5 minutes. Schroeder to Porter. Porter has struggled tonight. No rebounds and 2 points on 0 of 2 shooting. Grady Dick on the floor for Toronto to Schroeder. Schroeder on the near side above the arc. Now straight away, curls into the paint. Got by Achua, bounce pass, far corner. R.J. Barrett and OG came out on the perimeter, got a piece and got the block. Knicks down the floor. High stepping, floating it up, no good. And that was great defense by Grady Dick to stop McBride. Raptors come off the defense in the near corner. Triple. Schroeder, no good. Rebound to the Knicks. OG quickly ahead to Grimes. Driving on Dick. And he lays it off glass and in. And the Raptors fall down by 7.
Timeout by Darko. The Raptors can't make shots. The shooting percentage dipping close to 40 now at 41-4. And New York continues to drive the ball, take advantage of broken floor situations. That last one, it just happened to be a corner 3 from Dennis Schroeder. I know that's the easiest shot, but if you don't make it, that rebound careens out toward your basket where they're going to score, and it's like the first pass in their fast break.
And Toronto with only 5 points now in the last 7+ minutes of game action. 39-32, Knicks leading the Raptors with 9:43 to go in the first half. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
You've heard that sound before. A basketball going off the backboard and in. A bank shot. Well, that's actually the sound of a fan winning a Raptors jersey. That's the sound of a fan getting a signed Raptors basketball. And that's a fan scoring tickets to the NBA Finals. With the Tangerine Bank Shot contest, every bank shot the Raptors score this season wins a fan a prize. Enter for a chance to win at tangerine.ca/bankshot. Tangerine, that's forward banking.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Picture this. A snowy morning, and you're staring at where your driveway used to be. Your neighbor's Toyota RAV4 with all-wheel drive cruises by, unfazed, making winter look easy. You're thinking, that should be me. Yes, it should. It's time to upgrade your winter. It's time to Toyota. Lease a 2024 RAV4 LE all-wheel drive from $95 weekly for 60 months at 6.69% with $3,700 down. They're in stock now. Visit shoptoyota.ca or your local Ontario Toyota dealer today.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Second quarter, 9:43 to go, 39-32. New York leading Toronto. Out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Bet Rivers. Take a chance. Milwaukee earlier today, 141-135 over Detroit at the half. Philadelphia leading Charlotte 46-45 at the half. San Antonio leading Washington 72-66. Second quarter, Cleveland on top of Atlanta 38-26. And just underway, Memphis at Chicago, Utah at Houston, OKC at Minnesota. The Thunder off to a 10-2 lead against the Timberwolves. Big battle there between Minnie and OKC. Out of the timeout, Grady Dick near corner. Triple is good. Clean for Grady.
Needed that one. The Raptors needed it. And so did Grady for his confidence.
I want to get some thoughts from you, Jonesy, on Grady Dick in a couple of moments as the Raptors have cut it to 4. It's 39-35. Knicks trying to run offense here, and we've got a foul coming in. Is it going against Schroeder on a block, or are they calling that a charge? Couldn't tell with the reaction from Dennis Schroeder. I believe it's going the other way. 9:14 to go in the first half, and they are indeed calling an offensive foul on Precious Achiuwa. So the Raptors come back the other way. Scotty Barnes into the paint, stops on a dime, elevates, and fires down a jumper over top of McBride on a laser.
Well, as difficult as it's been for the Raptor offense, the Grady 3 kind of got him off the mat, and now Tibbs wants a timeout because he sees it. You need to stop. It's about slowing things down, and he is really giving an earful to referee Taylor.
39-37, 8:54 to go in the first half. We're going to take another break on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Breaking story from Alpine News Network. Ron is a teacher helping bright minds, but this time he needed help. Alpine Credit sent a cosmic superhero with a debt consolidation loan. She conjured a magic book, Debt Consolidation 101. Lesson 1, consolidate debt into one low monthly payment. Lesson 2, nothing. It's a short book. Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved.
Just for license 12616.
The McDonald's breakfast burrito. It's your McDonald's breakfast wrapped in a cozy tortilla blanket. To be wrapped in a cozy tortilla blanket. At participating restaurants in Canada until 11 a.m.
Calling all fight fans. Come on down to the Amsterdam Brewhouse to catch UFC 297 this Saturday. Enjoy Toronto's waterfront while catching all the action. No cover charge. Book online today by visiting amsterdambeer.com. We look forward to seeing you for some damn good times.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 8:54 to go in the first half. Raptors trailing the Knicks by 2, 39-37. For all of the sports fans out there, not just basketball fans, not just football fans, but sports fans, the Packers and Niners are underway. So when we do our out-of-town scoreboards and our little scoreboard checks on the NBA games, we'll keep you updated on the NFL playoff action as well. Baltimore already punching their ticket to the AFC Championship with a blowout victory over the Texans. So they will await the winner of Buffalo and Kansas City tomorrow. And this is the first of two in the NFC, as we've got the Packers and the Niners. And, of course, tomorrow, Detroit trying to take care of business at home. And that will certainly be a battle in that ball game as well. What a story the Lions have been this season.
Yeah. People laughed at Dan Campbell when he took the job. And, he was talking about biting kneecaps, and people were like, settle down. Hey, man, he's got the passion, and he's showing it. His team's really playing.
Out of the timeout, the Knicks looking for a three-ball far sideline. Hart instead opted to bring it inside the arc, handed it off to a cutting Grimes. That should be
a travel.
It is a travel. Yeah. As he floated it up, didn't hit the backboard or the rim, caught it and tried to put it back in, and the officials were right on top of that. So it is a travel and a 10th turnover in the first half by the Knicks. The Raptors with only one. Raptors have 15 points off turnovers. They trail by 2. Barnes trying to go at Anunoby. He's got him at the far elbow. Drives down toward the right block. Fires it up with the left hand. No good. Check that right hand. And a contest by OG.
Mano and OG's defense, what we know it to be in Toronto, getting the miss.
Brunson near side elevates over Grady Dick. Missed the shot. Barnes with the rebound. Grady leaking ahead. Barnes instead goes to the other side of the floor to Boucher, who drives to the 10. Did a great job of protecting the ball and kind of windmill layup, and good.
You know what? Grady gets a lot of credit for using his 6'7" frame and contesting the step-back jumper by Brunson. And then the Raptors get the rebound out to the races. And even though he doesn't get the ball, Grady running the near lane really hard, giving the defense something to think about.
I said to you I wanted to ask you and mention something about Grady Dick. We'll get to it when we have a little stoppage here.
Okay.
Raptors and Knicks tied at 39. Brunson out on the far side. Now driving into the paint, kicks back up top to Hart. Josh Hart trying to work against Boucher late in the shot clock. Boucher with the contest. Hart couldn't knock down the triple. Raptors with the rebound. Here comes Schroeder. Ahead to Barnes. On the near side, he's on the wing above the arc. OG in front of him. Barnes now on a switch, drives into the paint, fires up a right-hand hook, and no good.
Man, that was like Kareem.
I was just going to say it.
Baby.
OG down the floor, buries a shoulder into Grady Dick and got the layup to go. Boy, strong, nifty take from Anunoby.
It was, and I really thought Grady was there to take the charge.
Across center comes Dennis Schroeder. Cross court, right to left, over to Boucher. Back up top to Scotty Barnes. Barnes Whips it over to Dick in the near corner, and Grady with another one. Same spot as just a few moments ago.
He was locked and loaded, ready. Great job. The little rub by Boucher to free Scotty up, and then they had the help on the strong side.
So after coughing up their 11-point lead, the Raptors have come back to take a 1-point lead, but now New York jumps ahead by 1 on another Anunoby bucket. The jumper from the far side, about a 6-footer. Raptors down 43-42. Driving, Schroeder, bounce pass out to Brown, far side, long 2, no good, and a rebound to Grimes. 6:30 to go here in the second quarter. Grimes has it. Dips behind a screen, elevates for 3, missed it, down low. Hartenstein couldn't get to it, and the Raptors fire ahead. Boucher into the paint, goes over, far sideline. Grady Dick, no good, was wide open in front of the Knicks bench.
Good look, and as well as he's been shooting it, I like that shot from Grady.
New York with a 1-point lead, and Boucher's going to pick up a foul. On a reach, it'll be sideline out of bounds for New York. 6:06 to go in this first half. Going to give you a chance to hear from former Raptor Pascal Siakam coming up on our halftime show. But we still have half a quarter to go before we get to that. And we've got a battle in New York, 43-42, New York leading by 1. Knicks will inbound from the far side, just to the right of the Raptor bench. DiVincenzo to do the honors. Gets it into Hartenstein. Handing it off now to Randall. On the near side, driving to the baseline. Cut off by Boucher and Barnes. Now brings it under the tin. Passes back out on the perimeter to Brunson. Brunson drives down into the paint. Floats it up and in. Tough one there for Brunson, and he got it to go.
Very tough. I thought they had Randall bottled up, but they let him off the hook.
And the Raptors come up empty on the other end. Quickly missed from just 2 feet. Randall spins. Then he finds the cutter, DiVincenzo, wide open under the tin, and New York has opened up a 5-point lead.
That's an impressive pass by Julius Randle because his move had him wide open for a 12-footer. That's growth by Julius Randle. It really, really is.
Hey, he leads the Knicks with 4 assists right now. 47-42. Knicks on a mini run after Toronto had come back to take the lead. Knicks trying to put some distance again as we head into the final 5 minutes of this first half. 5:35 to be exact left in this second quarter. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Breaking story from Alpine News Network. Ron is a teacher helping bright minds, but this time he needed help. Alpine Credit sent a cosmic superhero with a debt consolidation loan. She conjured a magic book, Debt Consolidation 101. Lesson 1, consolidate debt into one low monthly payment. Lesson 2, nothing. It's a short book. Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved.
Just for license 12616.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 5:35 to go here in the first half. New York leading Toronto 47-42. New York getting 15 from Brunson in this first half. He's the only player on either side in double figures. Balanced attack for the Raptors. Barnes with 7, Barrett with 8, Quickly with 8, Trent with 7. Off the bench for Toronto, Grady Dick has 6 on a couple of triples. Raptors shooting just 42% though, and New York still going at a 58% clip. They lead by 5. Raptor ball out of the timeout. Quickly brings it across center. On the far side, trying to shake free from DiVincenzo. Hands off to Porter, back to Quickly. In the near corner to Trent, and we've got an illegal screen. We're going the other way. Wipe out that possession for Toronto. Barnes doesn't like that call, nor does Darko Rajakovic. Randall, tough bounce pass to DiVincenzo, picked off by the Raptors, so they get the turnover right back. Barnes has it. Tried to go backdoor to Barrett. That was deflected away by the Knicks. It was a kickball, actually, so Raptors will have 18 on the shot clock as they will inbound on the near side.
I would like to have seen Scotty kind of penetrate a little further. That was a tough pass to try and shred it, thread it through that very small opening.
Green Bay has taken a 3-zip lead on a field goal over San Francisco in the opening quarter. About 7 minutes to go in that ball game. Barnes has it, near elbow, cross court, over to Gary Trent, far side. Triple is good for Gary, and the Raptors have cut it to 2.
Terrific concentration by Gary. I mean, he had that defensive player running right at him.
Brunson, bounce pass. Hartenstein. DiVincenzo gives it back, and the layup attempt no good for Hartenstein, as he's going to go to the free throw line for 2.
He's played really well in the absence of Mitchell Robinson and given the Knicks some really good minutes, staying within himself.
Hartenstein going to the free throw line for just attempts 3 and 4 for New York. He misses the first one pretty badly as it barely touched the front of the rim. 47-45, New York leading Toronto. Hartenstein has done a fantastic job this season, Jonesy, in the absence of Mitchell Robinson. Knocks down the second free throw, New York leading by 3. 48-45 with 4:39 to go now in this second quarter. Scotty Barnes out towards center. Barnes in the ballgame, 3 of 7. Goes over far corner to Barrett, bringing it along the baseline. Hands it to Porter. Porter had the ball deflected, knocked away, and it goes out of bounds off New York. I thought that was actually going to be New York ball.
I thought so too, and the reaction of Jalen Brunson. If Tibbs challenges that one, they're going to win that challenge.
Well, the New York crowd reacting. I think they might have just seen a replay, and sure enough.
You know, Eric, I'm going to say this. Nick Nurse talked about it all the time in Toronto.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
If the game ops people are
on the ball,
on their timing, on their game, you can get that replay up before your coach has to look at.
New York calls timeout to challenge out of bounds call.
Before the head coach has to look to his guy with the iPad or the video board in the second row of coaches, and the crowd will also tell you what the result could be.
I'll tell you what, though. Did Porter touch that? We've seen a couple of angles now. I want to see it again. We're getting a real close look right here.
I think it might have gone off his thigh.
Yeah, I think it did. I think it's going to be New York ball. We're getting another look at it right now. Yep, it did indeed go off his leg. That's going to be New York ball. Because they didn't call a foul on Brunson. They called the strip and then the ball hitting the baseline saying off Brunson, but it did indeed hit Jonte Porter first. So it's going to be New York ball. Raptors trailing by 3. They've got 9 on the shot clock. We'll make it official when we get the actual word from Ed Malloy in just a couple of moments. But I'm pretty much betting what little money I have that ball's going to New York. 4:27 to go in the first half. Raptors had an 11-point lead that New York wiped out. Raptors have done a solid back.
In the review, there is clear and conclusive evidence that the ball last touched Porter's leg prior to going out of bounds. Therefore, it is a successful challenge. New York ball.
There you go, Ed Malloy.
You know, and I say this when it happens for Toronto, too. It's too bad you have to use a challenge on, well, what's almost an obvious call.
Yeah.
Because it kills one of your challenges.
Raptors trailing by 3, 48-45. Brunson calls for a screen. Double team comes from Toronto. Brunson goes cross court to Randall, gets into the paint, kicks it back up to Brunson near sideline. 3-ball up, no good. And the follow and the tip in from DiVincenzo came flying out of nowhere.
I like his game. He's got kind of that in a certain way, almost like a Bruce Brown type of game.
Yeah. Jonte Porter right under the 10, blows the layup. And the Knicks come back up the defensive stop. Brunson, far side, kicks it over to Randall. Near side, puts it in the paint, elevates for the jumper and gets it to go on a long looper, and New York has opened up a 7-point lead.
Dangerous time right now for Toronto. Got to close this quarter properly.
52-45. Barnes into the paint, turns around, fires back out on the wing far side to Barrett. Porter comes over to set a screen. He's waved off by Barrett. Goes over to Quickly to Porter. Porter bobbled it for a moment, got it back, trying to give it up, and he does to Quickly. Now driving on the far side into the paint, hands back to Barrett, up and under, lays it up and in. Nice execution by the former Knicks.
Yeah, and great passion or patience by R.J. Barrett to wait and then use the rim going to the other side of the bucket.
52-47. 5-point lead for New York. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Randall in the middle of the paint, DiVincenzo, and he got the friendly roll.
I just talked about the Bruce Brown type game. Remember, at the end of Thursday's game in Toronto, Bruce Brown was setting screens and rolling down the middle like a 7-footer. That time, DiVincenzo doing the job in the lane.
Quickly to Porter, far wing, cross-court in the near corner to Trent. Trent lost the handle. It's on the floor. It's loose. It's picked up by Barrett, knocked away, I thought, by New York, but they're going to say Barrett touched it last. I thought Hartenstein was the one that knocked it away. So New York leading by 7 now with 2:37 to go here in the first half. Julius Randle will bring it up across center. He's got 6 assists in the ballgame. Still on the bounce. Keeps it himself, gets into the paint, fires back out to Brunson on the wing far side. Brunson splits defenders, but then Scotty recovered, got a hand in there, and they're calling a foul. Tell me that's not going, okay, good. It was a bit of a late whistle on Brunson, but the worst thing, Jonesy, is it broke up what looked to be a fast break, and Darko Rajakovic right away saying, why isn't that a transition take foul?
It should be a take foul. But, you know, we heard so much about it last year, and that and the flopping, I've barely seen any of those calls this year.
Now the officials, I believe, are chatting to see if that was or should have been a transition take. They are going to call it, Jonesy.
Good. That's a good call. That's a good call.
Yeah, loose ball foul, transition take. As Brunson grabbed Barnes and pulled him down just as R.J. Barrett was securing the possession to go the other way. Now, did they just change the call? There was no free throw.
I guess they changed it.
I heard the PA. Thad Young out to Gary Trent, wing near side, triple is good. Raptors have cut it to 4. Well, I guess, folks, they changed it. I could hear even PA in the background saying transition take. But the Raptors did not go to the free throw line. They inbounded from their own side of the half in the backcourt before that Trent 3 ball. Randall on the baseline, steps through traffic, passes out to Brunson, picked off by Barrett. Raptors forced the turnover. New York's 13th in this first half. Trent in the near corner, sidestep, thought about the triple, hands off instead to Barnes, goes right into the lane, but blew the layup. Great contest by Hartenstein.
Scotty's got to go at him and take the contact.
Put it on his head.
Take the contact.
DiVincenzo 3 ball, left it short, but nobody boxed out Randall, who was wide open alone under the tin. 56-50, New York leads by 6. 1:15 to go. First half. Quickly across center. Crosses up Brunson, gets into the paint, far sideline. R.J. Barrett 3 ball is clean right in front of the New York bench.
And signals 3, says, hang on to that one, fellas. Take that with you.
56-53. Raptors trail by 3, under a minute to go here in the first half. Brunson in front of Barrett. Crosses Barrett up, gets into the lane, spins, fires back out on the perimeter to Randall. Randall into the paint, far corner. DiVincenzo 3 ball. Rattles a couple of rims, no good, pulled down by Barrett. Ahead to Quickly, to Barnes, who got behind the defense. Lays it up and in, took some contact from Brunson as well. And there's a stoppage of play with 37.2 seconds to go.
Great fast break by Toronto. Ball never hit the floor. Manuel Quickly emphatically admonishing his team about what could be the last possession of the quarter for the Knicks.
56-55, New York leading by 1. Knicks still shooting 57.5%, yet somehow leading by only 1. They have coughed up 21 points off turnovers in this first half. Randall, wing, far side, triple over Barnes off glass. You got to be kidding me.
Not sure if he called glass.
I know he didn't. Knicks by 4. Raptors can hold for the last shot with only about a second differential. Shot clock, game clock. Toronto will likely head into the break trailing. Just a matter of by how much. Quickly driving on the far side. Brunson cut him off. Fires a pass right under the tin to Barrett, who lays it in. 2.6 seconds to go. Raptors down by 2. Brunson gets across center. Good if it goes. And it hit the front of the rim and bounces out. New York heads into the locker room, leading by 2.
Great cutting. Terrific cutting by R.J. Barrett off the ball. Emmanuel quickly with his head up. Great find, and the Raptors cut it to 2.
59-57 at the break. New York leading the Raptors. We'll come back with halftime stats and our halftime feature. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
So many kinds of cars in just one place, see them all. You're winning numbers, number 7 Auto Mall. Number 7.
Honda, Infiniti, Volkswagen, Toyota, Mazda, Nissan, and you. That's 7. At number 7 Auto Mall, number 7 means good fortune without spending a fortune. Come see how number 7 Auto Mall saves you time and money. Because at number 7, you're number 1. Martin Grove and Highway 7. Of course.
Number 7 Auto Mall.
Part of the Zankin Auto Group.
Did you know that Specsavers always offers you a free lens upgrade when you buy a pair of glasses from $149?
Yeah, it's their big free lens offer.
Big, eh?
Yeah, it includes progressive lenses, thinner and lighter, and blue light filter options.
That's big.
Yeah.
Big! Big! All right, I get it.
The big free lens offer at Specsavers. A free lens upgrade is always included when you buy a pair of glasses from $149 or above. Exclusions and conditions apply. Visit Specsavers.ca for details.
Calling all fight fans. Come on down to the Amsterdam Brewhouse to catch UFC 297 this Saturday. Enjoy Toronto's waterfront while catching all the action. No cover charge. Book online today by visiting amsterdambeer.com. We look forward to seeing you for some damn good times.
Enter for your chance to win on Wing Night at Kelsey's. Every Thursday, we've got half-price wings and $6 16-ounce Coors Light, plus a chance to win Toronto Raptors courtside seats. Must be legal drinking age. Please enjoy responsibly. Visit kelseys.ca for more details.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you at the half. The Raptors leading the Knicks 59-57. Folks, want to remind you about Bet Rivers Sportsbook and Casino. It's here right now. It's your home for chance this basketball season. Download the app featuring thousands of action-packed bets, thrilling slots, and exciting table games for you to enjoy all season long. Bet Rivers and Raptors basketball on Sportsnet. It's time to take a chance. Must be 18 plus, available in Ontario only. Please play responsibly. And if you have questions or concerns about your gambling or someone close to you, contact Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge. In the first half, Julius Randle with 15 for the Knicks. Brunson's got 15 as well. On the other side for the Raptors, Barrett has 15. Trent with 13. Knicks leading the Raptors 59-57. But Jonesy, in case we don't have a chance to talk about this at length in the second half, maybe we got about a minute right here. I wanted to ask you about Grady Dick. We've been talking so much about the New York-Toronto trade. We're going to hear from Pascal Siakam in a moment to talk about the Indiana-Toronto trade. A guy that I think has been forgotten in all of this is, oh yeah, by the way, in this young retool, rebuild, rejig on the fly, whatever you want to call it, there's this first-round pick, this lottery pick that you had high expectations for, who has struggled a little bit, but now with half a season remaining and a future ahead, it's time to see where Grady Dick fits into all of this as well, and let's not forget about him.
Eric, that's a great point. This is a perfect time. Your season's kind of hanging in the balance. You'd love to get into the play-in to get some experience for this young group going forward together. And we talk about, the main part of the core being Scotty, Emmanuel Quickly, and R.J. Barrett. But Grady Dick is a part of that too. And he could be part of the young group that grows together. And it's been great to see a little bit of playing time for Grady to see how he fits in with this group going forward. I like it, and I'm going to look for more of it.
Dick had 6 points in the first half. We're going to hear from former Raptor Pascal Siakam in a moment as the Knicks lead the Raptors by 2 at the half on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
There are many peculiar words in the English language. Words like solivigant, peregrinate, nemophilist, peripatetic, and conviviality. Yet, there is no word for getting the most out of winter in your Subaru, thanks to symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and X-Mode. Until now. We call it unhibernate, as in while your neighbors stay home, you'll be unhibernating all winter in your Subaru. So peregrinate to your local Subaru dealer today, and welcome to uncommon winter confidence.
Yep, it's getting colder out there. What you need is a sell-off vacation. I know what you're thinking, but did you know? You can book now and pay later.
What?
Like that family getaway to Tulum. Or maybe a beach vacation just for 2. Romantic. Pack that suitcase and dive straight into paradise with selloffvacations.com. Monthly payment applicants are subject to approval by Uplift Canada. See website for details.
Hey, it's Dean Sikolas. Hyde Park Nissan, Willowdale Nissan, and Newmarket Nissan are offering 3 things that you need when buying a car. Selection, awesome trade values, and great deals. Last year, Willowdale Nissan was yet again the top-selling Nissan dealer in Ontario. Add in Hyde Park Nissan and Newmarket Nissan, and we have all of your Nissan needs covered during the Seize the Season event on now. Drive away with your new Nissan today at Hyde Park Nissan, Willowdale Nissan, and Newmarket Nissan.
Protecting your home or business is your top priority. It's also ours. Superior Door and Gate Systems create custom solutions based on what you're looking for. We specialize in perimeter fencing, automatic security gates, pedestrian security gates, even retractable bollards. Everything's done by our in-house employees, including your design, manufacturing, and 24/7 support. This ensures your installation is seamless. Superior Door and Gate Systems, because security can only be measured by what it will save you. Book your free estimate at superiorgates.ca.
Hey, it's Dean Sikolas. Hyde Park Nissan, Willowdale Nissan, and Newmarket Nissan are offering 3 things that you need when buying a car. Selection, awesome trade values, and great deals. Last year, Willowdale Nissan was yet again the top-selling Nissan dealer in Ontario. Add in Hyde Park Nissan and Newmarket Nissan, and we have all of your Nissan needs covered during the Seize the Season event on now. Drive away with your new Nissan today at Hyde Park Nissan, Willowdale Nissan, and Newmarket Nissan.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you at the half. The Raptors trailing the Knicks by 2, 59-57. New York with that 2-point lead. Obviously, tonight is about the former trade between the Knicks and Raptors. The former trade that, of course, was a few weeks ago with Emmanuel Quickley and R.J. Barrett joining the Raptors and OG Anunoby going the other way to New York. But the trade that just went down in the last few days saw the Raptors and Indiana Pacers get involved in a big one with Pascal Siakam heading to Indy. Just 2 days ago, across his social platforms, whether it be Instagram, whether it be Twitter/X, and on YouTube, Pascal put together a very heartfelt message, a little video essay that certainly plays well from an audio perspective as well, and we wanted to play it for you right now in case you didn't have a chance to hear from the man himself directly. A thank you, a love letter in a sense to the city of Toronto and its fan base. Here is Pascal Siakam.
Obviously, I've been in trade rumors for years, you know, and I think that when things are happening and you're thinking about it, and sometimes, you know, it's false or whatever, and I don't know what's going to happen. But I remember Todd asked me, he was like, hey, Pete, what other team do you see yourself playing for?
With the 27th pick in the 2016 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Pascal Siakam from Douala, Cameroon, and New Mexico State University.
And yeah, to the fans, Raptor Nation, just like thank you. I was Lewis Crowley kid, that's my favorite line. Got drafted to an organization, a different country, not just any team in the NBA, and you guys embraced me from the first day, you know, taking me as one of your own. I felt the responsibility, like, when I got to the city to do good and win because of how important it was to you guys. And just to know that, like, you guys support from the first day that I put on a Raptors uniform. And that's something that I will always be, like, forever grateful for. Thank you to Canada as a country. Thank you to Toronto as a city. Thank you to the Tannenbaums, Larry and Judy. Just thank you to the staff and all those people that dedicated, their lives to just helping us and making sure that everything runs smoothly. You guys were a great part of winning, and creating a winning culture in Toronto. I grew up here, I came in as a young kid, and just continue to evolve as a man, doing important things in my life, and I did it here. And it's something that no matter what team I go to, like, that's always be the story. Like, it will always be Toronto's home, and I just love the legacy that I was able to create here, and the people that I was able to touch. Going through my journey as a Raptor, like, that was always my mindset. Like, I want people to remember my name, like, and I just wanted to prove not only that I belong, but we belong as a team. And that was a motivation for me every single day. I just want to be remembered as someone that gave everything to the city, not only on the basketball court, but also outside of it. PS43 Foundation, creating a platform that's going to help the community. And to me, like, that's my legacy. Like, obviously the basketball accolades and everything is important, but I just want to be remembered as someone that was a leader of the community, helping kids continue to dream. No matter where I'm at, no matter where I play in the NBA, I always want that to be remembered. Coming into Toronto, me feeling like a part of the city, I've embraced everything that it meant to be part of the city. Like, I remember the times where people were saying, oh, the Raptors can't make it to the playoffs, or they can't win the championship, and oh, we don't get the respect that we deserve from American media or like the media around. And to me, like, it felt personal. It hurt, like, because I was part of the community, I was part of the team, and I was embraced, and I embraced everything that it meant to be a Raptor. And all I wanted to do was just go out there and play at the highest level that I could ever play at and win. Because I felt like the city deserved it. I felt like the country deserved it. Like, I couldn't imagine playing for any other team than the Toronto Raptors. Like, that's something that I didn't even dare to think about, because I didn't even imagine myself playing somewhere else. And the moment I had to, like, start thinking about it was probably one of the hardest times, because in my head it was, like, difficult to just think about the idea of leaving. And that's no disrespect, it's just like I just never thought about it. It never crossed my mind, because I thought I'd be a Raptor forever.
That was from the man himself directly, Pascal Siakam, a little video essay that he put out to the fans of the Toronto Raptors on his social platforms just a couple of days ago, and we wanted to play that for you right here. Again, best wishes to Pascal in his new chapter with the Pacers. But back to the Raptors, and back to the Raptors and Knicks. It's New York leading Toronto by 2 at the half, 59-57. Second half action comes next on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Unhibernate, a verb. To laugh in the face of snow because you drive a Subaru. As in, when I unhibernate, I have the roads all to myself because my Subaru has symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and others don't. Or, the award-winning safety in my Subaru means I can unhibernate all winter while my neighbors stare longingly from their bedroom windows. Or my favorite usage, I'm going to unhibernate this winter by visiting my local Subaru dealer today. Welcome to Uncommon Winter Confidence.
Are you looking for a trusted and experienced online high school where you can earn credits or upgrade your marks? Learn with Ontario Virtual School, Ontario's leading online provider with a 5-star Google rating. OVS has over 140 interactive grade 7 to 12 courses to choose from, including STEM, French immersion, and more. Sign up today, create your own timetable, and get access to their supportive teachers and counselors. See why over 25,000 students have chosen to learn with OVS. Visit OntarioVirtualSchool.ca.
Put more into Monday. And ooh to Tuesday. And whoa to your Wednesday. With Lone Star's sizzling daily specials. Mondays, it's all-you-can-eat fajitas for $29.99. $6 tacos and $3.99 tequila every Tuesday. And 85-cent wings every Wingtastic Wednesday. At Lone Star, the deals are so good, you almost can't wait for the weekend to be over. Almost. Only at Lone Star. Visit lonestar.ca for details and to find a restaurant near you.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590. The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Getting set to start the second half. 59-57. New York leading Toronto by 2. And Jonesy, a bizarre first half. We've talked about this a lot recently with the Raptors. When on our post-game vlogs, I give you all these gaudy numbers that look like they favor the Raptors, and all of a sudden, but Toronto lost.
Yeah.
I would look at this and say, New York shooting 57%. They're out-rebounding the Raptors 28-12. They're outscoring them in the paint. They've got one more triple. They've got 2 more field goal makes, but yet it's a 2-point game, thanks in large part to the fact that the Knicks coughed up 21 points off 13 turnovers.
Well, and, usually that's the Raptors' issue. But tonight, only 4 points, giving up 2 turnovers. They've got to find some more defense because I don't think they can depend on turnovers the entire second half.
Porter lays it in, so the Raptors strike right out of the half to tie the game at 59. Nice penetration there by Quickly, got into the lane, and then an easy one for Porter, who puts it in the tin. First touch now for the Knicks, and they come up empty. Raptors off the rebound, though, push it ahead too far, and R.J. Barrett couldn't get to it, and the Raptors promptly turn it right back over.
Quickly clapping his hands, kind of saying, I had that one.
I thought, no offense to Barrett, I thought he could have turned the Jets on a little more there, too.
I think Eric, when you reach for the ball, you slow down, and I thought he reached for it.
Too early?
Yeah, a little early. And we know the best thing you can do in any sport where there's movement is keep moving your feet.
Back the other way, New York coming. Randall missing right under the tin, had the ball knocked away. And as they battle for the loose ball, the Knicks and Raptors, it goes off Toronto out of bounds. So New York will keep it in a fresh 14. They will inbound from the baseline. Tied at 59, just under a minute gone by here in the third quarter. New York inbounding, they bobble it for a moment, but DiVincenzo taps it over to Brunson, who's got it on the near sideline. Quickly, he's right under his chin. Brunson draws a double team from R.J. Barrett as well. Goes back to DiVincenzo into the paint, to the 10. Left-hand scoop is good.
Great catch and go. The drive by Dante DiVincenzo.
Barrett driving. Ball knocked away. And they're going to say off Barrett's foot out of bounds. So it's not going to stay with Toronto. New York gets a stop and gets the ball back, leading by 2. Brunson will bring it up for the Knicks.
RJ picking up full court. Got to be careful. Brunson is very savvy and cagey with the ball.
Brunson. Wide open look at a 3. I mean, he casually just kind of walked behind the screen and nobody picked him up. Wide open look.
And look, if the plan is to switch, then there's got to be a switch and smother by the guy defending the screen.
And the Knicks force a Raptor turnover, streaking down the floor. OG Anunoby blew a tire. Might have been some contact from Barnes, but the Knicks pick up the ball. Randall's got it straight ahead. Barrett's under his chin. New York leading by 5. Now he drives on Barrett, gets into the lane, fires far corner. Brunson 3-ball. Missed it, had a pretty good look. Barrett with the rebound, quickly head to Trent. Trent's got it, near side on the wing. Hounded by DiVincenzo, goes back to Quickly at center court. Emmanuel Quickly calls it the play. Brunson tried to fight through a screen. Quickly steps into a 3, rattled a rim, no good. It popped out.
Had a good look, straight on, 2 good screens.
DiVincenzo in the lane, kind of jackknifed that layup as he faked the pass, then kissed it high off the glass.
Yeah, he had it down on his right hip before throwing it up in the air.
And quickly back down the floor, R.J. Barrett lays it up and in with a left-hand scoop. Raptors trailing by 5. 66-61. We're not even 3 minutes into this third quarter. Randall going at Barnes. Went right, spins back left, off glass and in. Strong take from Julius Randle.
It's interesting seeing R.J. Barrett pick up Jalen Brunson full court.
Raptors back the other way. Floater up, no good for the Raptors. Trailing by 7. They quickly get back on defense. DiVincenzo near sideline. Triple no good. Standing rebound to Randall. Whips it over to Brunson. Far wing 3-ball. No good. Another rebound tapped out by the Knicks to Randall. Over to OG. Driving baseline. Went hard at the 10. Off glass. No good. Contact. Knicks wanted a call. Didn't get it. And it's going to be Toronto ball. OG sitting on his backside, staring at the officials, wondering where the call was.
Good job by Toronto. They defended that well. OG with the show and go. Raptors do a nice job of coming over and going vertical. And it was Jante Porter.
Quickly lets the ball roll across center, picks it up. 8:40 to go, third quarter. Quickly's got it out on the far side above the arc. Now goes over inside to Porter. Back over to Quickly on the near side. To Porter in the paint. Stops on a dime, elevates over Brunson, left it short off the front of the rim. 8:25 to go in the third. Brunson, herky-jerky, shifty into the lane, got the scoop to go, and the Knicks have opened up a 9-point lead.
Dangerous time here for Toronto.
Barrett down the floor, got by everybody, got to the tin and laid it in.
That'll stop the run. RJ downhill. 19 points tonight.
And we got a timeout on the floor with New York leading by 7. Knicks briefly had their largest lead at 9 before that RJ bucket. But the Raptors playing a dangerous game right now, falling down again early in this quarter. It's 70-63, New York leading Toronto. 8:07 to go in the third on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, the Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Breaking story from Alpine News Network. Sandra and Kabir are celebrating 50 years of marriage by turning their boring bedroom into a spicy one. Oh my. Alpine Credit sent a super strength hero to help with a home renovation loan. New floors, windows, a heart-shaped button that plays this tune. Okay, I think that's quite enough. Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
When you're looking to play, Bet Rivers will make your day.
Take a chance, you'll see.
You like slots, we've got lots. Blackjack, roulette, take your shot.
It's where you want to be. Bet Rivers Online Casino has hundreds of slots, live table games, and more.
Take a chance.
Must be 19 plus. Available in Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you have questions or concerns about your gambling or someone close to you, please contact Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Third quarter, 8:07 to play. And the Raptors trail the Knicks 70-63. Out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Bet Rivers. Second quarter, Packers and Niners. And San Fran still not on the board, trailing Green Bay 3-0. So the Packers trying to shock the world again like they did last week against the Cowboys. We'll give you some of the NBA scores a little bit later on. Raptors trailing by a touchdown themselves. Again, down 7. As it's kind of been this type of game, seesaw battle, and one team goes up, the other team comes back, and then we're kind of back and forth, and another team makes a run, but the Knicks still going, Jones. He had a 55% clip.
That's got to come down if you're the Raptors, especially with yourself, your team, not quite up to snuff, shooting only 47%.
Liev Schreiber in attendance in New York as well. Jonesy, you might be, I'm going to take a guess here. You maybe totally don't know who he is. He's a pretty big-time actor, but I'm going to give you another one to put on your list. Ray Donovan.
Oh, yeah.
Go watch Ray Donovan.
Okay.
That's Liev Schreiber.
Okay.
That's a show to watch, man.
I've heard that, and it will be on the docket this offseason. Not during the season. Too many games to watch, and, of course, we don't get the plane rides like we used to, where you and I would I just get lazy, and whatever Eric was watching, just stick the other extra headphone jack in there and catch up on my pop culture. I saw you got me started on, albeit 10 years after the show probably ended, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. Have you gotten into Breaking Bad yet or not?
Yes, Breaking Bad. I'm into season 5 now.
Right. You did watch The Sopranos, didn't you?
No.
Jones,
no,
my goodness.
Not Sopranos yet.
You did The Wire. I got you on The Wire.
The Wire,
yep,
yeah.
Okay.
I gave you Power.
Yep. Power was solid.
Yeah.
Power was solid, no doubt. Chance of MVP as Brunson goes to the free throw line, knocks down a couple, and opens up a 9-point lead for the Knicks at 72-63. Ray Donovan, by the way, is done now, too, so you can binge the hell out of it and not have to worry about, missing out.
Okay.
Raptors trailing by 9, New York's largest lead. Scotty Barnes left it short again, the legs from the far elbow.
Legs, or maybe, that wasn't a long shot, Eric. It was a 15-footer. But
what a stuff on the other end. He had the legs on that one. He just absolutely gobbled up Hartenstein.
And they got Thad Young on a block, who I thought stepped right into the path of Julius Randle. Eric, if it's not legs, I think it might be timing. Scotty's shooting it just a little bit on the way down, on the descending portion of his shot, and that'll hit the front rim every time.
Knicks inbound from the far side. Randle to DiVincenzo to Hartenstein. Over to Brunson. Brunson trying to turn the corner toward the baseline. Cut off by Thad Young. Ooh, bounce pass was there for the steal, but the Raptors couldn't get it. They work it out to Randle. Skips into the lane. Fires a pass to Brunson near side. And he floats up the jumper as the shot clock winds down to push the lead to 11. New York's largest lead.
I'd like to see them review that. I'm not so sure he got that off.
Scotty Barnes 3-ball again. Couldn't get it to go. New York boxes out down low. Gets the rebound. Quickly pushes ahead to Randle. Drop pass to DiVincenzo. Cross court, right to left over to Brunson. Steps into a three. Brunson drops it down. It's a 14-point lead for New York.
Just like that. Couple of misses. Quick pushes by New York. Raptors not converting layups, and the lead is suddenly 14.
7 minutes to go in the third quarter. We're going to step aside for a break on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Move up to Heathwood. Hi, I'm Hugh Herwin. Experience true luxury at Williamsburg Green in Kitchener. Williamsburg Green is everything you want in a community. Enjoy fabulous trails, parks, playgrounds, sports areas, and more. Our beautiful all-brick homes include luxury features you've always dreamed of, even a fully finished lower level. It's time to move up to Heathwood. Learn more at heathwood.com.
You there! I seem to have awoken at a St. Louis Bar and Grill, having traveled through time. Your sign, it says $19.99 for all-you-can-eat boneless chicken. Why, prices haven't been that low since
fidget spinners were popular. We're rolling back the price on our all-you-can-eat boneless chicken to just $19.99. Just our way of fighting chickenflation.
Well, that seems more plausible than time travel.
St. Louis Bar and Grill. Devilishly good since 1992. Dining only, limited time, taxes extra.
On an MSC cruise, beauty is everywhere. It's in the thrill of a water slide, top-notch entertainment, and in quieter propellers. It's in the sunset and that toast on your very first night on board. Discover the beauty of Ocean Key, MSC's private island marine reserve, and more destinations with up to 40% off cruises, plus drinks, Wi-Fi, and more included. MSC Cruises, for a greater beauty. To book, visit msccruises.ca or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama, Malta.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Third quarter, 7 minutes exactly to go. And the New York Knicks have opened up a 14-point lead at 77-63. And it looked like it was decent, Jonesy, coming out of the half. The Raptors actually took a brief 1-point lead, but suddenly now New York turning the tide and really putting it on the Raptors. 14 points, their largest lead of the game. And New York in the midst of an 18-4 run.
And it's that tenuous area.
It was tied at 59.
Yeah, it's that the line is that thin. You miss a couple easy ones. They're not taking it out of the net. You can't set your defense. They hustle the ball up the floor. It's a broken floor. You're mismatched, cross-matched in transition, and they score. And then you come down and you take another quick shot. It's going to be a long climb right now. It's kind of like one of those where you keep putting money into a machine expecting it to come out, the reward to come out, and it doesn't. And now you've got to replenish and be careful with the money you have left.
Schroeder into the paint. A little finger roll scoop, no good. Left it off the front of the rim.
Another I would say, very makeable shot.
Yep. And an offensive foul called in New York, going to wipe out that possession. We're going the other way. Randall is whistled for that one. He doesn't like the call. It's going to be his second foul of the game. Raptors get the ball. Across center comes quickly. 14 turnovers in the ball game for New York. Just the first of the second half there. And Old Man River just streaks down Main Street and lays it in. Thad Young.
He's such a dependable and versatile player. I mean, he's basically playing the 5 spot right now for an undersized Raptor team.
Anunoby near sideline. Now brings it out toward the wing. Goes up top to Brunson. Brunson back to OG. Down Main Street. Went to the tin. Missed the layup. And a late whistle comes in. I think the correct call, Jonesy, but it was very late. Yet again, one of those examples of I didn't hear the whistle until the shot was actually missed.
Yeah, OG looking very confident in that sequence. Kind of a screen and roll sequence where he got the ball up at the top.
77-65, New York leading by 12, make it 13 as the first free throw goes down for Anunoby. A bit of a quiet night offensively for Anunoby with 7 points, but he certainly has been dialed in defensively as we've become accustomed to seeing over the course of his career as a Raptor. 78-65, 13-point lead, looking to make it 14 right here. Free throw up and in for Anunoby. His first appearance at the stripe tonight, and he's 2 of 2. To push the lead back to 14 for New York. Quickly, out on the far side, goes to Thad Young down Main Street. Great backdoor pass on the cut to Barnes. Barnes was hit, and he's feeling it right now on his lower back, maybe left hip. He took a hard hit. And now on the other end, speaking of getting hit on a DiVincenzo 3-ball, he's knocked to the floor, and we've got a foul coming in against the Raptors, and DiVincenzo is going to get to the line for 3 on a foul from Emmanuel Quickly.
That's twice that Scotty Barnes has changed his shot against Isaiah Hartenstein and missed it. And there's an old adage. You shoot your shot. It either goes in or it's blocked, but you don't change it and miss.
DiVincenzo misses the first.
And Scotty tried to change it up and ended up missing.
2 more to come for DiVincenzo, and you heard Ed Malloy, the official, saying, relax, guys, because there is another one coming as DiVincenzo misses another one.
I was going to say, I don't think he deserved those free throws. Quickly slid by him, and that was long after the shot was released. That's where I think the NBA needs to change the rules and make it an after-the-shot foul. That had nothing to do with him shooting the 3. The ball was gone.
80-65, 15-point lead, largest of the game as DiVincenzo goes 1 of 3 at the stripe. Raptors along the baseline. Schroeder nearly lost it, but kicks it out to Quickly for 3, and he knocks it down. Big shot there. Raptors trail by 12.
Locked, loaded, and Quickly really took his time to measure that one.
DiVincenzo brings it up for the Knicks across center. Gets the play from Tibbs, calls out the play, hands now to Randall. Randall on a switch, guarded by Trent. Goes back out to DiVincenzo, deep one, far wing, and it's good. Lead back to 15 for New York.
Far too easy a shot for DiVincenzo.
Thad Young handing it off. Nope. Was looking to give it up to Quickly. Now finds Barnes. Barnes turns into the paint, driving into the chest of Randall. Turns, tried to pass out to Trent. Pass picked off by DiVincenzo. To Anunoby. Euro stepping through traffic. Missed it. Down low, Knicks couldn't squeeze, but they save it on the baseline. Randall out to DiVincenzo to Anunoby. Near sideline, 3-ball. OG missed that one. Randall with the rebound. New York has destroyed Toronto on the glass tonight. 39-14. Randall to the cutter, OG, who dunks it down. Knicks are putting on a clinic now in this third quarter.
Well, the offensive rebounding and Toronto's inability to get stops.
Schroeder to Barnes. Off glass, blew it from about 6 feet, but gets the rebound back and fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line. That was an easy shot that Scotty missed, but at least he's getting to the stripe, and he stayed with the play.
Yeah, he's having one of those nights, though, 4 for 13. Changing shots, missing, seemingly distracted by challenges, just not on his game in terms of peak performance.
85-68. Knicks have opened up a 17-point lead. Folks, remember, earlier in this quarter, it was tied at 59. Toronto has scored 9 points since then. The Knicks have scored 26. Barnes misses the first free throw. 4:28 to go in the third quarter. Scotty back to the stripe. Second one out as well. So Barnes goes 0 of 2 at the stripe. Knicks staring down the barrel of trying to open up a 20-point lead. Randall backing his way down toward the block far side. Went cross-court on a pass picked off by Brown. Ahead to Barrett. Barrett down Main Street. Nice handoff to Barnes, who fires a rocket from short distance from 5 feet and blew the layup. And the other way comes Randall. They're going to call a reach on Thad Young. He thought it was clean. And Julius Randle is going to go to the free throw line.
You know, Thad's got a good point here. He knocked the ball away, and then Randall's flailing of the arms contacted Thad's arm after he knocked the ball away, and they gave him the call.
$85-68 is the score right now with New York leading. And I believe is Toronto being called for a delay of game? I did hear
their
PA voice say they're second, so I don't know what they did to delay the game, especially considering it was after a Raptor foul. How do you delay the game, Jonesy?
Maybe not giving the ball to the official, knocking it away. That's kind of a weak call for me.
Well, Anunoby hits the technical free throw to push the lead to 18, and now Randall's got a chance for 2 free throws to make the lead 20. 4:04 to go in the third quarter. Things have gotten away from the Raptors in this third quarter. Randall misses the first free throw. Julius Randle, 1 assist away from a triple-double. He has filled the stat sheet tonight with 17 points, 15 rebounds, and 9 assists. Randle stands at the free throw line for his second. It's up, and it's clean. 18, 15, and 9. Knicks lead by 19. Schroeder across center. To Barnes, back to Dennis. Dennis around a Thad Young screen. Schroeder gives it to Thad, and he goes right into Hartenstein's chest and lays it up and in.
Oh, that's the way to do it. Get right into the chest.
Raptors down 17, 3:45 to go in this third quarter. Brunson out towards center, cut off by Barnes, finds Randall. Randall trying to back down on the smaller Schroeder. Triple teamed in the lane, goes over far sideline to OG, sidestep, passed out to Randall, who came back to get the ball. Into the paint, flicks it back to OG. Sidestep again into the corner, missed the triple, high rebound to Barrett. Quickly ahead to Thad Young, running the lane on the far side. Thad Young slowing things down, waiting for his troops, and then Bruce Brown just bobbled it and gave it up on the turnover. Brunson in the lane, fouled by Thad Young, and he's going to get free throws.
Brunson, one of the great floppers, and you know that was the same kind of contact we saw in the first half against Quickly and Schroeder, and no call.
Tell you, Jonesy, we were giving him a lot of love earlier in the ballgame, and rightfully so. He's a solid player, and he was certainly very good in his Raptor debut 2 nights ago, but it's been a rough night so far for Bruce Brown in 12 minutes. 1 rebound, 2 fouls, and no points.
Yeah.
Brunson gets the free throw to go. Looked like it was going to roll off the rim, but it went down for the fabulous guard. No doubt, in my mind at least, that he's going to be an all-star this year. 28 points in the ballgame on an extremely efficient 10 of 16 from the floor. Knicks leading by 18.
He should be an all-star, Eric. He's played really, really well. He's unquestionably one of the 2 leaders on the Knicks team, and you look at how well the Knicks are doing in the standings. I think he deserves to be an all-star.
Second free throw good. Give him 29 points. Schroeder calls out the plays. He brings it across center. Over on the far side to Barrett. RJ's got 19 in the ballgame. RJ still on the bounce, gets in the lane, turns, fires over Achua. Missed pretty badly from right at the free throw line.
That's a very makeable shot.
Hart to Brunson. Brings it back towards center. Barrett in front of him. Achua sets a screen. Brunson with a deep one over RJ. Missed it. Over the back of Young. Achua knocked it away. No foul, but either way, the Raptors are getting the ball as that one was off Precious. 89-70. Raptors down 19 with 2:47 to go in the third. McBride checks into the ball game. He's out there with Achua, Grimes, Hart, and Randall. Grady Dick in for Toronto. Schroeder, Brown, Young, Dick, and Barrett. Schroeder up across center. Quiet night for Dennis. 1 of 5, 2 points. Young over to Barrett, near sideline. Now driving, went at Achua, goes far corner to Grady for 3, missed it. Raptors down low, picked up by Barrett, fouled as RJ had a nose for the ball right there. RJ tonight 6 rebounds to go along with his 19 points.
Really, really good job by RJ. The ball on the ground there. He picked it up, and from the ground, when he corralled it, went straight up to the basket. Didn't stop part way, and that's what got him the 2 shots.
2:27 to go in this third quarter. RJ's going to the free throw line for attempts 4 and 5. And he's hearing it from his former hometown crowd as he misses the free throw. RJ now has got a couple of miscues at the stripe. 3 of 5. Check that, 2 of 4. Maybe I'm foreshadowing a little bit here. If you can knock this down, that is. Second one, nope, short. So 2 of 5. RJ came into the ballgame shooting 80% at the stripe, but having a rough outing this evening at the charity stripe. Again, 2 of 5, 19 points. He's been stuck on that 19 for quite a while here. RJ with only 4 points in this third quarter after scoring 15 in the first half. Knicks leading by 19. Randall guarded by Grady Dick. Muscles his way through into the lane, missed the shot. Grady stayed with him and then got the rebound. Bruce Brown, far side. Crossed up. Grimes got into the lane, missed the scoop, but he's going to the free throw line. Bruce Brown.
Really good job by Brown. You know, he saw the opening, went to his strong hand, lots of contact in the lane, and he almost finished that.
Jonesy, it's highly speculative, but what do you think? Is Bruce Brown still going to be in a Raptor uniform after February 8th?
I really think it's 50-50. You talked about the economics of picking up his contract for a
22 plus.
A backup player, a bench player. That said, you pick up that contract, and does he become valuable in the summer in a sign and trade? Does he become valuable next year at this time in a trade as an expiring contract, but still a vet that's helped your team for a year and given that energy? Or do you strike while the iron's hot and trade him now to a contender that wants him for a championship run? I can see any one of those 3 options.
Brown takes care of business at the stripe. Raptors trailed by 17, make it 20 as the Knicks come back the other way and rip down a triple as the lead is the largest all evening. McBride with the 25-footer for New York. It's 92-72. New York has torn this thing open after it was tied at 59 early in this frame. Barrett on the near side, trying to go at Grimes, drove to the baseline, fouled, and back to the free throw line for R.J. Barrett.
R.J. is just like a bobsled going downhill, man. He gets a head of steam behind him, and you are not stopping him. You are not curtailing him at all.
So Barrett goes to the line with 1:17 to go in the third, and he knocks down the first free throw. Give him 20. R.J., 8 of 14 from the floor. Only 3 of 6 at the stripe, but still a solid ball game with those 20 points. He's averaged 20-plus since coming to Toronto. And the second free throw pops out. Man, just 3 of 7. The Raptors as a team, 9 of 15. Barrett's basically at half of the free throw attempts. Randall into the paint, goes over far corner. Grimes was looking for McBride, deflected by Grady Dick. I like how Grady's played tonight.
He's seemed much more confident, Eric. It's like there's been some pressure taken off him, and he's just out there playing.
Randall, 3-ball, no good, an air ball. Raptors push ahead. Barrett over in the far corner. Grady Dick, 3-ball on cue. Grady Dick for 3.
Eric, remember earlier in the year when they played San Antonio, we said he should be watching a guy like Doug McDermott?
Yeah.
That's what he looked like on that play.
Good point. 92-75, Raptors trailing by 17. Try to finish strong here in the final 40 seconds. Get a stop, maybe get another bucket, get it down to 15 at the very least. McBride straight away, trying to go at Thad Young. Shifty with the dribble, and a great job by Thad Young to get a hand in there. They deflect the pass and get it away. Bruce Brown slowing things down. Gives it up to Dennis Schroeder out toward center, over in the far wing to Barrett. Back over to Dick, far corner, another good look. Grady for 3. Raptors trail by 14.
Really good job. And he was part of the defense. He got a deflection on that last sequence, too, denying the ball on the wing-to-top pass.
92-78. Last shot time for the Knicks, 10 seconds to go. And they blew it. Great pressure from Schroeder up on McBride near center, and he bobbled it out of bounds, so the Raptors will have a chance to put a few more on the board, or at least a couple more. Do something here with 8.1 seconds to play. Barrett brings it across center for Toronto. Thad Young sets a screen. Barrett one-on-one against Achua. Into the paint. Back over to Dick. Same spot, far corner. No good.
Little rush that time. Not quite as much time, but I like the play by RJ. Touch the paint with 2 feet and then kick it out.
92-78. As we closed the third quarter, the lead was as high as 20, but the Raptors went on a mini run to close the gap a little bit and put themselves within a punching distance here to head into the fourth quarter. Again, 92-78 is the score. We'll have that fourth quarter coming up next on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Simply better security right from the palm of your hand.
Brevo is a leader in customized access control for buildings. Know who is coming and going in real time, access control and more conveniently from your mobile device.
From small businesses to multinational, Brevo secures it all.
Join millions of professionals worldwide who trust Brevo for simply better security. Learn more at lp.brevo.com/Canada. That's lp.brivo.com/Canada.
So many kinds of cars in just one place, see them all. Your winning numbers, number 7 Auto Mall. Number 7.
Honda, Infiniti, Volkswagen, Toyota, Mazda, Nissan, and you. That's 7. At number 7 Auto Mall, number 7 means good fortune without spending a fortune. Come see how number 7 Auto Mall saves you time and money. Because at number 7, you're number 1. Martin Grove and Highway 7. Of course.
Number 7 Auto Mall.
Part of the Zankin Auto Group.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590. The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, getting set to start the fourth quarter. Raptors were down by 20. They've cut it to 14. So, Jonesy, they certainly have a shot here going into the fourth, but they're going to have to find a way to do two things, in my opinion. Find some more defense. Knicks still shooting 52%. And find a way to get on the glass. They have been out-rebounded 45-19. They don't even have 20 rebounds in the game.
What's the stat, Eric, when they're out-rebounded? As many, well, one more win than you and me. And that's a tough part. And they're undersized right now, really undersized, playing without Jakob Poeltl.
I'll tell you, it's another reason why I think that there could be another move coming before February 8th, because even with Poeltl, I think the Raptors don't have a ton of size. Barrett into the lane. Drops it off to Brown, who lays it in. Great playmaking from R.J. Barrett.
All right, leads down to 12, and they're coming. It's too bad Grady couldn't hit that one at the end of the quarter, but there's a little more renewed enthusiasm by the Raptors.
Anunoby at the near elbow. Covered by Brown, goes up top. Grimes with a 3, tried to sell the foul, didn't get it. Ball tapped around in the paint, controlled by Barrett. RJ brings it up across center on the far side. Now driving into the paint, leading with those arms extended. Missed the scoop, but he took the foul. And back to the stripe for RJ Barrett.
That is some strength from Junior. That is some strength. He put his head down, and he looked like a running back going in there, taking all that contact and still finding a way to get the ball up on the glass.
RJ with attempts 8 and 9, but he's got to knock him down. Only 3 of 7 tonight. And he missed again. I think it's in his head at this point. Yeah. This is an 80% free throw shooter. And Jonesy, that first one, like he shot it way too hard off the back rim. It flew way up high in the air and didn't go down. RJ having a solid night overall with 20 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and missed another one. He's 3 of 9 at the free throw line.
Yeah, it's in his head. He talked about it. He commented on it after the win in jest the other night. But those have got to start going down.
Luckily for the Raptors, after that second free throw miss, the ball was tapped around and knocked out by the Knicks, so Toronto still comes away with the ball and a chance to get something on this trip down the floor. Brown into the lane, high off glass with a scoop, missed it, rebound to Hart. Knicks have it, trailing. The Raptors are by 12. New York with that 12-point lead as Brunson has it, bounce pass over to Hart, whip it over to Anunoby on the near side. Cut off on a drive attempt by Schroeder, but keeping the bounce alive. OG turns and throws it up off glass. It rolled off the rim, down low, bounced around. Achua couldn't squeeze. Barrett's got it again. 8 rebounds for RJ. Over to Schroeder, wing far side. Up fake, into the paint, lobs it up to Boucher. Was blocked down low by Grimes. Back into the hands of Brown, who missed a shot from about 6 feet ahead to OG down the floor. Dunks it down, fouled by Schroeder. Man, oh man, the Raptors blew a glorious chance to cut it to 10, and instead they might be down 15.
That's a 4 or 5 point trip, Eric. You're right. I mean, Schroeder lobbed it up to Boucher, and he said, Chris, go up there and dunk it, or go up there and catch it and lay it in. He brought it down. They knocked it away. Brown missed a shot, and the long rebound gives them a run out.
Jones getting word from the New York Knicks public relations that Isaiah Hartenstein is out. Sore left ankle, out for the remainder of the game. OG taking care of business on the free throw, so it is indeed a 15-point lead and essentially a 5-point swing as the Raptors blew a chance right into the tin to cut it to 10. 95-80 now with 10:20 to go in the ballgame. Schroeder had the ball knocked away for a moment by Grimes, gets it back, comes around a screen set by Chris Boucher. Out to RJ straight away. RJ into the paint, going right at Achua. Spins, turns, spins the other way, blocked by Achua, picked up by Hart, and threw it too far ahead to OG. It's going to be a turnover by New York, their 19th of the game. And OG went flying into the baseline and took out a bunch of folks in Gucci Row. Seems to be getting up no worse for the wear. That's OG at least. I don't know about the fat cats on the baseline, though.
Make sure you're in shape when you go to an NBA game. Either take the hit or be quick enough to move out of the way if you got them expensive seats.
I'll tell you what, I credit the blonde lady sitting in the front row. She just kind of turned to the side and had OG go flying past her. She didn't even move.
Yeah, let him go through and let me save my drink here. It's New York. It probably cost me $1,000 sitting courtside.
Hey, I'll
for
bet
the
you
drink.
more than that.
For the drink.
For the drink. I was going to say the seat in New York, more like $10,000.
Yeah, the drink's $1,000.
Boucher driving, misses the floater, but takes the foul. You need those ones to go down. You need the and one, not just the two. Boucher's seen only 6 minutes of action tonight. I'm a little bit surprised considering, Jones, we've been talking about the rebounding disparity, and Boucher's essentially your only other, I'm not even going to say big, tall player outside of Jonte Porter, and Boucher only seeing 6 minutes tonight, but he knocks down the first free throw. Raptors down 95-81, make it, 95-81 as Boucher misses the second. It's becoming an issue again. 10 of 18, 10 of 19 at the free throw line for Toronto. Raptors 29th in the NBA in free throw shooting at under 74%. Brunson in the lane, he's fouled, left his shot short, so it's going to be 2, not an and 1. That's the only good news as Boucher takes the foul.
Toronto's just treading water now. You can't do that. You've got to be making inroads here with under 10 minutes to go. And they had a run going, missed a couple of easy shots, and that in itself seemed to break their run.
95-81, New York on top as Brunson will go to the free throw line looking to go for 30+. He's got 29 in the ball game. First free throw up and in. There's the 30. On a very efficient 10 of 17, adding 7 assists, 4 rebounds. What a night for Jalen Brunson. We find out the starters this week, don't we?
Right.
And then the reserves next week?
The voting is scheduled to end.
Or is it another week? Got to double check that, folks.
I thought the voting is scheduled to end this week. Actually, no, I think it's next week.
Second free throw good, so it's a 16-point lead for New York.
And the starters the week after, and then we're into all-star territory.
97-81, New York on top. Brown weaving through the paint right to left, goes back out on the perimeter to Scotty Barnes. Scotty Back over to Brown, far sideline, triple up, no good. And Boucher couldn't get there. It's controlled by Achua, hands off to Brunson. On the near lane, across center court, now trying to shake free from Schroeder. Goes over on the sideline to Grimes. Little bounce pass to Achua. Precious hands it back over to Grimes to Precious in the paint to the tin and dunks it down on a two-hander. Precious Achua. 6 points, 6 boards tonight for Achua. 18-point lead for the Knicks. Quickly went right, came back left into the paint, fouled as he's tripped up, and I believe it's going to be Grimes. Quickly saying I was shooting. I don't know if they're giving him shots or not. He kind of came down before he shot. I'm not sure if they're going to give it to him if he sold it or not. Nope. Sideline out of bounds.
He was selling. They weren't buying.
Guess so. $99-81. Jonte Porter, Jonesy checking back into the ball game. $18-point lead. And Porter, Jonesy, not trying to lay it all on him. Your starting center with no rebounds in the ball game. He's had a rough night, just 1 of 5 from the floor as well. Barnes. Porter sets the screen. Barnes goes around it, got to the free throw line, turns around, passes back, goes to Trent for 3, and Gary knocks it down from straight away.
Gary's been a pretty dependable shooter, and it's something they're going to need coming down the stretch.
His first points of the second half, though. He had 7 in the first quarter, 6 in the second, and was scoreless until that point. And New York answers right back with a 3-ball of their own from Hart. 102-84. Barnes in the lane, goes back up top to Porter. And he just rifled a pass about 5 feet over the head of Quickly in the near corner. And it's a turnover by the Raptors.
Well, we gave the Raptors all this praise for not turning the ball over in the first half with only 4. They're up to 9 right now.
And Brunson just missed a layup, but Johnny on the spot. Precious Achua right there to tip it in to push the lead back to 20 for New York. 104-84. The Knicks have pretty much controlled the second half as they now lead by 20 with 8:06 to play. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
There are many peculiar words in the English language. Words like salivigant, peregrinate, nemophilus, peripatetic, and conviviality. Yet, there is no word for getting the most out of winter in your Subaru, thanks to symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and X-Mode. Until now. We call it unhibernate, as in while your neighbors stay home, you'll be unhibernating all winter in your Subaru. So peregrinate to your local Subaru dealer today, and welcome to Uncommon Winter Confidence.
It was a rainy day in Pizzaville when my wife accused me of having an affair. How could I tell her that I was hopelessly in love with extra thin crust pizza from Pizzaville? I didn't ask for this to happen. It was so thin, so delicate, so delicious. I can't bear to share it with my wife. She wants me to see a counsellor, but I don't want to share it with him either. Call Pizzaville for an extra thin crust pizza at 736-3636.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 8:06 to go in the ball game. Raptors down 104-84. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Bet Rivers. Take a chance. We'll give you the NFL action. 7-6. 7-6. San Fran leading the Packers at the half. The Niners missed a field goal as time was expiring in the first half, but Green Bay doing a fantastic job, against the Niners in this first half as the Packers try to shock the world yet again, trailing by only 1 in the NBA. Earlier tonight, Milwaukee beat Detroit 141. 135, Philadelphia 97-89 over the Charlotte Hornets. San Antonio beats Washington 131-127. Cleveland leading Atlanta 114-90. That with about 3 minutes left in that ball game. Memphis trailing Chicago 81-62. That one with about 2 minutes left in the third. 4:44 to go in the third. Houston on top of Utah 78-74. And about 6 minutes left in the third. Minnesota up by 5 over OKC 68-63. Play resumes in New York with the Raptors down 20. Quickly has it straight away above the arc. Goes over on the wing to Gary Trent. Good look at a three. Trent missed that one. Barnes in the paint with the rebound. Kicks back out to Gary. Same spot. Same result. He missed it. Raptors, though, get another rebound. And quickly, as he held it, threw up a shot. But before he took the shot, he stepped on the sideline, out of bounds. Turnover by the Raptors. Tough break there as New York had bellied up on quickly, but they don't call a foul. They say it was minimal contact or not enough to warrant a foul. So give the turnover to Quickly. Brunson to Achua, who dunks it down on a two-hand cram, and Precious has been fantastic in this fourth quarter against his former team. Achua now starting to fill up the stat sheet a little bit, and the Raptors just turned it over. Down the floor, one-hand cram, a big-time flush from Grimes, and New York is laying it on thick right now. It's a 24-point lead for New York with 7:10 to play. Brown in the near corner. Over to Porter on the wings. Three ball, no good for the big man, and a rebound to Grimes. 108-84. Brunson with 31 points, still out on the floor with 9 assists as well. One shy of the double-double. Barnes in front of him. Brunson trying to go to work on Scotty. Crosses him up into the paint. Running floater, left it short, but he gets the rebound back somehow in a bunch of traffic. And then he's fouled on a reach by Gary Trent.
Listen, Brunson's a competitor. He's tough. He's plucky. But at the same time, the Raptors have to be doing a better job with loose balls and getting to 50-50 balls.
Jonesy, where did this game get away from Toronto after it was tied at 59 early in the third? Or was it just the fact that the game finally caught up with them?
Well, I think
you know what I mean?
I think the fact that you look at the turnovers, New York stopped turning the ball over, and they were already shooting a high percentage.
Barnes to Brown for an alley-oop flush, but Toronto still down big with 6:20 to go.
That's what the key was. New York stopped turning the ball over. I mean, look at their shooting percentage. It's still above 50%.
51.9 to be exact. OG turns into the paint, lost the handle, gets it back, kicks it out to Grimes for 3, missed that one. Raptors dig in on defense as Brunson tries to get into the lane, though, and gets it to go. Brunson with the floater, putting the lead back to 24 for New York. And on the other end, Scotty Barnes is fouled on a drive attempt far side. 5:50 to play, 110-86 is the score.
13 turnovers in the first half for New York, only 6 in the second half. They basically cut them in half.
And the points off turnovers have plummeted.
Right. And so the Raptors, although not playing any defense, preying on turnovers and getting easy looks, that dried up in the second half.
Brown to Trent to Porter, and he blew the layup but somehow got it back and put it back in the tin. Brunson will bring it up across center for New York. 110-88. Interesting, Jonesy. I suppose no lead safe, but you've got Brunson on the floor with 33 points and a 22-point lead. And you would think he might come out of the ball game, but Julius Randle is getting set to check in.
Tibbs,
and he's already got a triple-double.
Tibbs, it's not safe till it says all zeros. Well, and I laugh because people say that. Oh, what if he gets hurt? Hey, that's what coaches do. They're worriers. The last thing you want to do is take a guy out too early and then have the other team make a bit of a run, and then all of a sudden you got to put him back in. It's just coaches would rather wait. It's just the way they are.
So Brown gets the bucket for Toronto to cut the lead to 20, but there's only 5 minutes to go. We got a timeout on the floor with exactly 5 minutes to play. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, the Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Put more into Monday. And ooh to Tuesday. And whoa to your Wednesday. With Lone Star's sizzling daily specials. Mondays, it's all-you-can-eat fajitas for $29.99. $6 tacos and $3.99 tequila every Tuesday. And 85-cent wings every wing-tastic Wednesday. At Lone Star, the deals are so good, you almost can't wait for the weekend to be over. Almost. Only at Lone Star. Visit lonestar.ca for details and to find a restaurant near you.
Are you looking for a trusted and experienced online high school where you can earn credits or upgrade your marks? Learn with Ontario Virtual School, Ontario's leading online provider with a 5-star Google rating. OVS has over 140 interactive grade 7 to 12 courses to choose from, including STEM, French immersion, and more. Sign up today, create your own timetable, and get access to their supportive teachers and counselors. See why over 25,000 students have chosen to learn with OVS. Visit OntarioVirtualSchool.ca.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 110-90. New York leading the Raptors by 20 with 5 minutes to go. And it's going to take I don't know about a miracle, but a minor miracle, I suppose, Jonesy, for the Raptors to come back from this one. Again, down 20 with 5 minutes to play. Raptors had a strong start to this ball game, a decent first quarter, pretty solid first half, and a couple of minutes into the third quarter, they were locked up at 59. But since then, it has been all New York. The Raptors have scored only 31 points since then from early third quarter.
And look, we highlighted it earlier, the points off turnovers. You know, Toronto in the first half, New York turned the ball over 13 times, giving Toronto 21 points. It's been 6 for 6 in the second half. And what do we always say? Coaches can handle 1 point per turnover. New York stopped turning it over. That's what they limited Toronto's points off turnovers to, and they've kept shooting the ball well.
Mick Jagger in attendance at MSG tonight as well. We're just getting word. And showing some moves like Jagger, Brunson gets into the lane to finish with the layup. He's got 35 against the Raptors, and New York has pushed the lead to 24 and now to 22 as we go the other way with Quickly heading to the free throw line.
The Raptors, like Mick right now, saying can't get no satisfaction.
All right, how far are we going to go on this one?
I don't know. It's a 22-point game with 4.5 minutes to go. Just, there'll be no singing. That's all I know. Not from me.
No? You sure about that?
Sure.
I can't get you to do any stones?
You know, the old wrestler Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, said,
I'm not going to pay $1 million. Everybody's got a price?
I said everybody's got a price. When you get toward mine, I'll think about it.
All right. I don't know if I got the cash to try and get you to sing. Quickly at the stripe goes 1 of 2. 4:30 to go in the ball game. Raptors down 112-91. Brunson gave it up to Hart, back to Brunson. Brunson driving now on Grady Dick, got into the paint, off glass and in. It's good to go. He's got 37 and counting, and he's going to the stripe for more. I'll tell you, I know we just discussed this. It's Tibbs. But Jonesy, there's 4:15 to go. You're leading by over 20. Get the dude off the floor. Randall as well. He's already got the triple-double. Heck, OG's played 35 minutes tonight. Get him out of there.
That's Tibbs. He's been much maligned for wearing his guys out. And it's just a matter of when he feels the lead is safe.
I mean, I guess it's not horrendous in the sense that the Knicks don't play for 2 or 3 more days. So it's not like they're on a front night of a back-to-back or something. They've got a couple of days off before their next game, and it actually stays in New York. They'll be playing against Brooklyn. It's going to be in the Nets joint, but at least they don't have to leave the boroughs. 115-91 with 4:10 to go. Garrett Temple into the ball game over to Chris Boucher. So the Raptors have essentially waved the flag. Over to Wara into the ball game, who knocks down the triple.
Jordan Wara is a kid who can shoot the ball. I remember watching him play when he was still at Louisville for the Nigerian team when they had an exhibition game with Team Canada at Mattamy Athletic Center. And, you knew that year he was going to the NBA as a Louisville kid.
Knicks nearly turn it over, picked up by Precious on the baseline. He just buries his head and shoulders into Boucher and rides him to the 10. Precious with 12 points, 8 rebounds, and a bulk of it coming in the second half. Heck, a bulk of it has come in this fourth quarter. He's got 8 points and 4 rebounds in the fourth quarter. Wara driving on the far side, lost it for a moment, got it back, turns around, kicks it back out to McDaniels for 3, missed it. Boucher gets in there, grabs the rebound, puts it back in the tin. No, he doesn't. He blew the layup, and it rolls off the rim, picked up by Precious.
Raptors were shooting the ball close to 55% in the first quarter. They're now down under 43.
We've got 36 made field goals in the game as we speak right now. They've got only 14 in the second half. Achua with another rebound, another bucket, and a double-double for Precious with 14 points and 10 rebounds. And I'll tell you what, they could use a guy like Precious right now with Jakob Poeltl sidelined. Not a lot of size for the Raptors.
Well, and here's the other part of it. Precious is going to get that run now with New York, especially if Hartenstein is hurt. So
he rolled the ankle earlier. And now, finally, Tibbs is going to the bench with 2:42 to go. Wholesale changes as another former Raptor, Malachi Flynn's going to come into the ball game. And he hasn't seen a whole lot of action. He's had a couple of DMPs with New York, but he's going to see some burn against his former team right now, with New York leading large, 119-94. Garrett Temple knocks down the first free throw. Second one up and in as well. I love when I see Garrett Temple get a little action. I'll tell you, Jonesy,
he's one of my favorites.
I don't think I'm going out on a limb. If he wants to be, I think in 5 years or less, the guy's going to be a head coach.
He's got a terrific mind, great people skills.
Dress as well.
Very polished person. Very, very polished.
And a big-time player in the Players Association as well. And Precious Achua, again, muscles his way to the tin and blows through Grady Dick for a two-hand cram. Precious has been a beast in this fourth quarter. Boucher 3-ball, no good. Archie Diacono with a rebound. He's got the flow of Eric Smith from the mid-90s as the Knicks kick it ahead and get another triple, and this thing has turned into a laugher for New York. 124-96.
Malachi Flynn knocking that one down, but an important number. When the Knicks are able to hold their opponents under 110, they will now go to 20-4.
McDaniels high off glass, misses the shot from short distance in the paint. And the Raptors back on the defensive end. Grady Dick takes it away from Malachi Flynn, who was trying to drive on the near side. Wara will bring it across center. Cross court over to Dick. Grady cut off, kicks out to Temple, near sideline 3-ball. Garrett Temple missed it. Boucher grabs it and puts it back in the tin. 124-98, 125 to play. Malachi across center. To Achua, down Main Street, looking for another one, and he gets it. Precious has been outstanding in this fourth quarter. He's got 14 points and 6 rebounds in the fourth quarter. Boucher to McDaniels in the paint. Stops on a dime near the right block, fires it off glass and in. Raptors down 126-100. Toronto is going to fall 11 games below 500. McBride over to Achua, and he fires a pass into the crowd. Sims had vacated his spot, and it's the 22nd turnover for the Knicks. But it hasn't hurt them in the second half, as they have controlled most of the third and all of the fourth. 42 seconds to play. Temple to Wara. Wara around a screen set by Boucher. Fires a pass to a cutting Temple, wrapped up in the paint by Sims. Turns around, passes out to McDaniels near sideline. 3-ball no good. Picked up by Temple. Goes back off glass, missed it. Tipped up by Boucher, no good. Picked up by Achua. His 7th rebound of the fourth quarter. And we head the other way with the Knicks not able to dribble out the clock. They're going to have to take a turnover with about a second and a half differential shot clock, game clock. Raptors down 126-100.
Been a tough night for Toronto, and the return not quite what RJ or Emmanuel quickly wanted.
RJ led the way with 20 points for the Raptors. Quickly had the double-double of 12 points, 11 assists. Both of them shot 50% or better from the floor, but yet the Raptors got blown out. 126-100 as the Knicks end the night shooting a hair under 55%. And Jonesy, they out-rebound the Raptors by 30. 61-31.
Look, the Raptors are really undersized right now. They don't have a lot of size. And New York's taking advantage of that, especially with bigger, stronger players. You look the likes of Anunoby, Achua, Randall. That's a tough proposition for Toronto.
126-100 is the final. We'll step aside for the break, come back with the final stats, and then get set to wrap things up and hand it off to Raptors Reaction, our post-game coverage, as Toronto gets blown out in New York on a Saturday night on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, the fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Vehicle thefts are increasing at an alarming rate. Superior Door and Gate Systems can provide a complete, turnkey, state-of-the-art security solution to ensure that your property is protected. Superior Door and Gate Systems are a local Canadian-owned company specializing in installation of protective bollards for residential, commercial, and industrial properties. This can prevent thieves from stealing your vehicle or merchandise. The cost of security can only be measured by what it will save. Book your free estimate at superiorbollards.ca.
Hey, it's Dean Sokolis. Hyde Park Nissan, Willowdale Nissan, and Newmarket Nissan are offering 3 things that you need when buying a car: selection, awesome trade values, and great deals. Last year, Willowdale Nissan was yet again the top-selling Nissan dealer in Ontario. Add in Hyde Park Nissan and Newmarket Nissan, and we have all of your Nissan needs covered during the Seize the Season event on now. Drive away with your new Nissan today at Hyde Park Nissan, Willowdale Nissan, and Newmarket Nissan.
On an MSC cruise, beauty is everywhere. It's in the thrill of a water slide, top-notch entertainment, and in quieter propellers. It's in the sunset and that toast on your very first night on board. Discover the beauty of Ocean Key, MSC's private island marine reserve, and more destinations with up to 40% off cruises, plus drinks, Wi-Fi, and more included. MSC Cruises, for a greater beauty. To book, visit msccruises.ca or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama, Malta.
At Toyota, reliable vehicles like the Tundra are built with you in mind. The tough and adventurous, the ones who actually look forward to fishing in winter. Thanks to Tundra's legendary capability, hauling all of your winter essentials and the occasional tale of the one that got away will be a breeze. It's time to reel in adventure. It's time to Toyota. Lease a 2024 Tundra 4x4 Crewmax SR from $175 weekly for 36 months at 7.39% with $5,100 down. Visit shoptoyota.ca or your local Ontario Toyota dealer today.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 126-100 the final. The Raptors losing to the New York Knicks as they unfortunately get blown out at Madison Square Garden on a Saturday night at the Mecca. In the loss, RJ Barrett led the way against his former team. 20 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. So his solid numbers continue. As a member of the Toronto Raptors, Gary Trent had 16. Quickly had the double-double, 12 points, 11 assists off the bench. Grady Dick had 11 and played well for the most part tonight. But it was all about New York on the other side. Triple-double for Julius Randle, 18 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists. 38 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds for Jalen Brunson. And off the bench, Precious Achiuwa, speaking of former players against their former teams, he took it to the Raptors with 18 points, 11 rebounds, and the bulk of that on the glass and on the scoreboard coming in the fourth quarter alone. Precious was fantastic as the Knicks shoot 55% from the floor and out-rebound the Raptors by 30.
Well, defense and rebounding, second chance points, 16-7 New York. As I said, the second half, New York cuts their turnovers, which essentially chokes Toronto's offense off. They were scoring a lot of points off turnovers, and they kept shooting the ball, New York. They kept shooting the ball while Toronto couldn't stop them, and the Raptors, that hot offense that they had, probably a lot of it due to easy shots, live ball turnovers, it dried up. And when New York was able to defend people, they got stops. Toronto shoots 41%. New York full measure for a 26-point win.
Raptors, Jonesy, will have a quiet week coming up overall, as their next action will come on Monday at home against the Memphis Grizzlies, and then another few days off before they play next Friday against the Los Angeles Clippers. So maybe the good thing for Toronto, a few days to practice, to say the least. That said, how many guys might still be here as we approach the trade deadline on February 8th as well? So as much as we talk about practice, you might have more new guys coming in having to learn the system if the Raptors choose to make any sort of deals as well.
Well, and that's what it is right now. Like if you're not going to make practice, if you're not going to make deals, and even if you don't, maybe you give Tuesday off, or maybe you give tomorrow off, game Monday, take Tuesday off. And then you got Wednesday and Thursday to get ready, because it's not an easy opponent coming to town on Friday night. So maybe a little bit of a chance to reset. I expect Toronto to play better next Friday after a little time off, and I'm sure time to practice or at least look at video.
Raptors again losing to the Knicks 126-100 as Toronto drops this one to New York to fall 11 games below 500. And they will try to regroup and get things back on track against Memphis coming up on Monday night. Thanks to our producer, J.R. Manitad, and technical director, Tom Young. Raptors Reaction, our post-game coverage, is coming up next. Thanks, folks, for tuning in to Toronto Raptors basketball, presented by Tangerine Bank, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors and their fans, on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Winter has a habit of sneaking up on us. The slow shift to cold, the frost creeping closer, the chill that comes out of nowhere. Keep cool in the cold this winter in a Lexus. With gripping all-wheel drive and an intuitive safety system, you'll take on the winter roads with confidence.
Keep cool while staying warm with heated seats and steering wheel standard in every Lexus NX. For details, visit your local Lexus dealer or lexusontario.ca.
Make sure that your business documents are for your recipient's eyes and no one else's. Trust Record Express for industry-leading standards in secure storage, scanning, and shredding. With fast, same-day service, flexible contract terms, and all the support you need to safeguard your confidential information. Visit recordexpress.ca today for document storage and shredding special offers. That's Record, XPRESS.ca. Record Express. Store, scan, shred Canadian.
Hello and welcome to the Raptors Reaction Podcast on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. I'm your host, Min Lou. Tough one against New York tonight. Just a huge disparity between the quality of both teams. Raptors losing 126-100 in New York City. Obviously, the big story here tonight is the reunion. OG, Precious Achiuwa, Malachi Flynn now on the side of the Knicks versus RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley coming back to the Garden. Just 5 players drafted and developed by both. I guess Precious was not drafted, but still, 5 players who have mostly been synonymous with their one franchises going back. But, you put that aside, and as for the actual competition itself, wasn't much of a competition. Like, I think not every game's gonna be this bad, but it is kind of gonna be a wins and losses, a wins and lessons type of season. I just remember Ty Lue in the home opener for the Raptors in the 2018-19 season when the Raptors won the championship. Ty Lue famously said after the game, it's going to be wins and lessons for the Cavaliers this year. And it was. The Cavs won like 20 some odd games. LeBron had just moved on. And yeah, it's going to be wins and lessons for the Raptors. And if they manage to string together 3 wins, you might get a pizza party. So it might be wins, pizza, and lessons, but it's that type of deal. Raptors shorthanded tonight. Of course, you can always say that. No Jakob Poeltl, and it continues to hurt them in terms of size, no doubt. But I think it also gives them a little bit of takes them off the hook a little bit. I mean, the Knicks also missed their starting center too, Mitchell Robinson, who's also amazing as a rebounder. Imagine if he was in this game, the Raptors probably would have gotten out-rebounded even worse than the performance tonight, where you saw the Knicks secure 61 rebounds to 31 for the Raptors. 61 to 31. And of course, the Knicks just have a much better team, a much better roster. Their intentions this year are to not just make the playoffs, but to advance, 1 round, potentially even 2 rounds. Last year, they made it past the Cavs in the first round, lost in a competitive series to Miami. That's why they went out and got an OG Anunoby. They wanted to upgrade and they wanted to keep making that push. And, on the Raptors side, clearly the Raptors moving in this different direction, right? Like, just got rid of OG, got in RJ and Emmanuel, who, have been able to step into the starting 5 and give the Raptors something different offensively. Of course, defensively, the Raptors have been just, really, really leaky since the trade. I mean, last I looked, Raptors were 28th in defense since the trade, and the Knicks have been top 2, maybe even 1. Honestly, they look like top 1 tonight based on how they held the Raptors down. But still, RJ and Emmanuel have been able to at least step in and give you some immediate production. And then you have to trade this week where Pascal Siakam is moved to the Indiana Pacers. Raptors unable to secure any long-term prospects, unless you really want to count Jordan Nwora. But he made his debut tonight because it was a blowout, and he came in with the third stringers, but only played 3 minutes tonight. We'll see if he's a long-term piece. I'm not entirely sure that, that would be an accurate description of sort of what he's done so far. This is, I believe, his 3rd team so far in his career. So in any case, we'll see if he grows into that position. But Bruce Brown is the immediate piece that comes back, and he's a solid player. There's no doubt. Like, they had a tough night tonight, bobbled the ball a couple times, got into a bit of foul trouble, just couldn't knock down the 3. It happens. But clearly he's a guy who can contribute. You already see a lot of trade interest for a guy like Bruce Brown. So if the Raptors choose to move in that direction, which realistically, given that the position that the Raptors are in right now, which is just, let's just tear down the team, might as well make some calls. And of course, you're not going to give out for nothing, but still, if someone offers you some value, I think you should look at it. Same thing goes for pretty much everybody on the roster outside of, 4 of the starters tonight. But still, in terms of the day-to-day, the game itself, I mean, what can I say? I mean, at least the Raptors kept it close in the first half. It was only a 2-point game for the Knicks at halftime, and Raptors could have even taken the lead cutting into half if Julius Randle didn't bank in a wild 3 right at the final minute before halftime. But the Raptors did a decent job in the first half, just catching the Knicks by surprise, showing a lot of double teams. The Raptors basically played like a Nick Nurse-esque defense in a way, like really high, intense ball pressure. The pickup point was quite high for the Raptors. They made it difficult for the Knicks to pass it around, showed a lot of double teams to Randall, showed a lot of double teams to Brunson. And you got to give the Knicks credit. They were able to, when they didn't turn the ball over, they were able to set up really good shots. Like Julius Randle had 10 assists today as part of a triple-double. Jalen Brunson had 9 assists today, in addition to scoring 38. Quality players, top 2 players in this game, without a doubt. Like, no one even on the Raptors was